what Kickstart did you find that on, or where did you find that?
Dude's name is Yarrow. Hold on. Yarrow Studio Immersive Battle Maps. Here. He's doing a sci-fi one soon. I think in the Kickstarter I got it for like $30 or something. It was some stupid cheap price. And then I paid for these color forms. Maybe that's not the word I'm looking for. Are color forms the one that... No, Shrinky Dinks are the one that shrink. Color forms are the sticky guys, right? That are clear? Yeah, so it came with all these color forms that you could lay down. So if you needed like furniture or dead bodies or spell effects, like you would just lay these things down on the board. It was crazy. Here, I'll link it real quick.
No, I think I found it on Google.
What? You're able to take care of yourself? Crazy.
I'm trying to learn.
Yeah.
I'm trying to be more self-sufficient.
But
bring myself up by my bootstraps, as it were.
Yeah, it even has like pirate ship or open ocean or like underwater. I mean, it's crazy. Somehow he managed to cover like almost all the tropes that you needed. And he gave me, well, not me, but he gave everyone who backed the digital files. So all the maps for this can also be for Roll20.
Yeah, everything looks like it's at for pre-order at this point, but that'd be really nice to have.
Oh yeah, it's like you could have a real simple kit, you know, like if you were going to go to a friend's house to run D&D or whatever. Between that and like the paper miniatures that you could do, like there's a Kickstarter right now for paper miniatures. It's really nice. They're like way nicer than the Pathfinder pawns. I don't know if you're familiar with those or not.
I am not, but I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, that one closes in a couple of days. But essentially, for like $70, you get like 300 like miniatures that you could store in a 3-ring binder. So you don't have to paint them. You don't have to like store them. I don't know. That's definitely the downside of like fancy painted miniatures is like you store them
space,
and then you go to run the game and you're like, I know I have this miniature, but it's like I don't know where the fuck the miniature is. Yeah. All right, so it's been a little while. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, we're all here. Cool.
Hello.
Hello.
You guys were talking when I came in, so
yeah.
Hey.
I blame you for our current status since you got to the future first. You didn't stop my country from starting World War III. That's the only comment I'm going to make about it, but I feel like I have to pass the guilt off to So plus, isn't your country like our dad or something? So in the end,
I wouldn't say that they're like our dad necessarily, but the British have certainly pulled some geopolitical shit in their time. So.
No. So we learned. It's like that drug commercial from the '90s.
I learned it from you, Dad.
Yeah. So, anyways, enough about that. Let's enjoy some Dungeons and Dragons. I just wanted to remind you how terrible the real world is to enhance how good the fake world is. It's a marketing tactic. All right.
Exactly.
All right. So it has been 2 weeks. You guys finished up some biz in the lizard swamps of the Sword Coast. Turned in heck amounts of quests. Got fat loots. Went fantasy shopping? Question mark. Did you have time for fantasy shopping? Yeah.
We got. I got some more armor. We got rings. We did stuff.
Fantasy shopping. All your dreams came true. Had a deal for you, etc., etc. Gotcha.
Needed some pricing on the scrolls, though.
Oh shit! In 2 weeks, I didn't get you the pricing on the scrolls. Fire myself. All right, campaign's over. Everybody go back to bed. Let me grab that real quick. I should just, since we have so many scroll hungies peoples, I should probably just give you guys the static prices for those so you always have them. Because unless it's a rare spell, like something from Acquisitions Incorporated or something, it's gonna be pretty much standard price no matter what. But let me grab it real quick. So the other question, I guess, is today you do probably need to meet with the party's patron, figure out your next move on that front, and then what
spooky ship.
else? Yeah, and then there's the spooky ship. And then you kind of have to plan out that departure, or you're just gonna like head out right away, sort of thing. Is what we gotta.
YOLO.
Yo, okay. Sweet.
I think
Let's
we need
maybe
to check
see
in
what
with the boss
Primewater
man.
has to
Yeah,
say
let's,
first.
we need to check in. We've been away for a minute.
There we go. Wow, my internet's been a little slow this morning. Sucks. Or it's Google. I'm not sure which one it is. Let's see. Big yawns. All right, so spell scrolls. Yeah, the easiest thing I could do probably is just give you guys a price chart real quick. So let me do that. Then you guys will know in the future when you go to buy scrolls. This is the, if you're going through the Quartermasters of Joaquin, what the prices are going to be.
We probably would go through them.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, right, because your only other option in town is that Kelladek or whatever, who's a bad dude. But let's see.
But he's aligned with Primewater, so he's going to continue staying mid the bad dude.
Well, or the other way around. I don't know. All right. So those are the scroll prices and the default stats that go with them. So the DCs, the attack bonuses, all that kind of stuff. All right.
Awesome, thank you.
Yeah, gosh, I had all this other stuff that kept slipping my mind. All right. So here we are in Saltmarsh. You're back from multiple missions. You've done some fancy shopping. At the end of last session, I hinted at a big job, 3 jobs that were currently on your radar. One of them was a pro bono, like, job, basically goodwill sort of operation. Like, they couldn't afford to pay you very much, but they wanted you to investigate cultist operating out of Saltmarsh. So, whatever. Then there was a semi-lucrative job, a couple thousand gold to clear out some haunted mines. And then finally, there was word that your patron, Gellin Primewater, was willing to pay you a substantial amount of money to recover something from a derelict ship, which seems to have roused your interest the most. So we'll go ahead and deal with that first, and then we'll see where we go from there. So, all right. While you're in town, am I to assume you guys are all staying at the Empty Net in your sort of double that you have on long reservation, essentially?
Yep.
Or do you plan to just stay on your ship? That is also an option.
The empty net serves the ale, so Alvis will be at the empty net.
And Pietro will tag along with all of us because someone needs to keep the bastard alive.
So, Kreb Shanker, who runs the place, he is also able to put you in contact with Primewater, because he's also friends with Primewater. Primewater has a lot of friends. So, Kreb, who always has a smile, but maybe not always a smile in his eyes, is pleased to see that you guys survived. Your pets are still doing fine. Your crew is still doing fine. Everything's fine. He's the one that kind of tips you off that Primewater wants you for a job, and through him, you guys arrange a meeting. And you spend the rest of the day fantasy shopping, and then you can either meet with Primewater at his estate in the evening, which has gone great for you guys in the past, or you could wait and meet with him in the morning if you guys need the night to sort of rest up, because I know you've been sort of beat to shit the last couple days. You did party hard with the lizard folk and do some borderline cannibalism or real cannibalism. So
It depends on who
maybe-
you ask.
Yeah, so maybe with full bellies and a partied out system, you are ready to meet with them. I guess we'll just go with majority. Like, what do you guys want to do? You want to?
I guess I just have to ask. When we partied with the lizard folk, did we get benefited from a long rest?
Oh, totally. Yeah, you slept overnight and everything. Yeah.
Damn right, got all that HP.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
ready to meet him tonight. But Alvis, I think you should just wet your tongue at the net. Go say hello to the animals.
You don't have to tell me twice to have some beer at the empty net.
Okay. So, are you? Gosh, what's the word I'm looking for?
Splitting the party.
Recusing yourself? Is that the word? From this dinner?
I mean, unless I had some invitation come my way from a certain a certain mistress that wants me there. Yeah, I'm staying at the empty net. I mean, they're just gonna go talk shop. That's the boring stuff.
Jenna
Okay.
walks up to Crab and she buys Alvis pints as many as he wants all night. So
Okay.
he can stay just in the empty net.
Oh, I'm
I
happily
see.
staying at the empty net because I was just told I don't have to pay for anything.
Okay.
In that case, Pietro's going to go up to Jenna and say, Jenna, do you need me to stay and keep an eye on Alvis, or would you like me to come along for this meeting?
You can
I think
see, Pietro, that Kreb has already signaled for some ladies of the evening to keep Alvis company and well watered. So.
Again, I asked the question. You need to keep an eye on Alvis, or do you want me to come along to this meeting?
I'll leave the decision with you. I'm
I mean, he's-
impartial either way.
He's like 1 billion years old, isn't he? He's like, he's lived this far. Still alive, so he'll probably be alive tomorrow morning.
I mean,
Okay.
with all of this free ale and all this amazing attention he's getting, Alvis is currently at the point. I'm throwing it in game art. He's looking like this right now. He's very happy. He's content.
Okay. Well, it seems like you've dropped your Jerry off at the Jerry daycare, and you're ready to head over to your meeting. Okay.
Pietro will come with to the meeting.
All right.
And Afra
And
will.
he's going to tuck the kerchief into Alvis's vest and say, here, this is where they do not suspect anything.
Okay. So you head over to Primewater's Manor, which you've been to before. As you approach Primewater's Manor, the background music changes to match a more Primewater theme. So get that going. His mansion looks like something straight out of, like, I don't know, Miami Vice. So it's got, it's got like the fish sculpture, the sandstone bricks, the red roof tiles. No Ferrari that you could see, but it's his house guards wearing the brown and blue uniform of his house. They patrol the area. There seem to be more guards than the last time you were here. And they do have some of these big old guard drakes instead of, Doberman or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So as you approach the doors, by now, you guys are starting to build up a reputation, and so the guards recognize you, and they head into the house to alert the household that you've arrived. A few moments later, a little gnome appears, and she says, "Oh my, you're here. Okay, come on inside. Come on inside." And she ushers you into the entryway of the establishment. Well, it's not really an establishment; it's a home. She says, "The master and the missus, they have some business they're attending to. Dinner has been delayed, but you're welcome to hang out in the sitting room. Don't spoil your appetite with any of the treats you find in there. But you can have a cigar if you'd like, or there's drugs. You know, whatever you need."
I'm sorry, did you say drugs or drum?
Drugs. You know,
Great.
recreational narcotics. Do you need a quick toot toot? You know, before dinner.
Maybe after I finish meeting with Mr.
So certainly. Well, just ring that bell if you need anything, and I'll be back in a jiff. I have to make preparations for dinner.
Quick question. Does Lord Primewater prefer smoking inside or outside? I would like to take advantage of a cigar.
Oh, I just prestidigitation away any mess, so you can smoke inside. That's fine.
Very good.
It's very polite of you to ask.
Well, he is our benefactor, and I do not want to annoy him.
I see that you've brought someone new. And she looks up at Willow.
Oh God, sorry, I'm not with it today. Jesus Christ. It is a pleasure to meet you. I am Willow Ambranox, and I will give a bow, I guess.
Oh, so formal. It seems you're missing someone. Wasn't there a rather wild-eyed man thing?
What do you know about?
Well, you know what they say in the trade, you lose some.
I think she's talking about Alvis, guys.
Oh, thank fuck.
Oh, yeah.
Because he was there last time.
Yeah.
Technically, we did lose him.
Yeah, like I lost him at the pub, of course.
Oh, all right. Well, the missus will be disappointed. She went on and on about him, even painted his picture.
Oof. That's very unsettling news.
All right, so she bustles out of the room, and yeah, there's a little like trolley, bar kind of setup that has brandy, like elven brandy, which is currently illegal in the area. Some of you might know that. There's a wet bar. The little trolley has the elven brandy. It's got little crystal glasses to drink out of it. There's like a sugar bowl, but it's full of like the Forgotten Realms equivalent of cocaine.
I go put my head in that.
Wow. Okay, give me a
Face first.
Constitution save.
I'm kidding. I like to take out a small nugget and taste it like
okay.
a eloquent wine.
Okay.
Smell it a little bit, get a taste for it, and then take a little bit more, bigger bumps. As long as they don't mind sharing their booger sugar.
You feel tremendously alert.
And Afra will be just sipping on whatever appears to be the most expensive.
Okay.
Jenna
Definitely
will
that
be
elven brandy.
doing the same, as
Mhm.
well as smoking a cigar with.
Okay, yeah, there's a whole setup for cigars. Pietro, you actually recognize by smell that these are from the New World.
Mm.
Yeah, which means they're
Fancy.
very expensive. Yeah.
Oh
They're
my,
cute
how
cigars.
Nah, you're basic.
Avra's gonna take a cigar, but like just wave it around. like
Okay.
she's fancy. Like she's not actually gonna smoke it because
Okay.
cigars are gross. But
Got it. Tip in the mouth, not gonna light it.
yeah,
Got it.
yeah.
Okay.
They getting grass
That's
here?
even worse though, because then you're just eating.
No, they do not have any. I believe they call it devil's grass in Forgotten Realms.
All right, what about
Yeah.
LSD or shrooms? Would be you guys got some of that going on, Crash? What's going on here? What party favors are we having?
Oh wow, there are mushrooms. There.
Would it be rude to take a doggy bag?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely when you go to the crime lord's mansion and you're in his sitting room and you start like stuffing all of the drugs into your pocket. It's a little low class. So
Gotta ask first.
I'm not saying from experience, but I did live in Florida for a long time. But let's just say that, you know, you don't want you do you, Garuda. I'm sure whatever you choose, it'll all work out in the end.
That's why you gave me hope in 2020. Look at that. I'm lifting each other up. Love you,
How
yeah.
many people here are doing drugs and shit?
I think
Oh,
just Garuda.
Yeah, Garuda was happily doing all the drugs. Doesn't even
Just
care.
Garuda. Okay, all right.
Yeah, Afra and Jen are just being fancy.
Yeah, it's good when your
okay.
firearms expert is doing that.
Yeah, that's how you get them to be more creative.
Just remember, you just need to throw a blanket over his head and
he'll go to sleep.
I
I think that's super racist. That's like thinking that dwarves hatch out of rocks. So
they don't.
They don't.
Oh wow.
We're not recording this one, right?
Yeah, we are.
I thought they were like little face huggers. You know, you open the rock, they come out.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Well, again, with Dritzword and civil rights movement, you see more and more lady dwarves out and about. So a lot of these weird myths about where baby dwarves come from have been alleviated because people have realized, oh, there are lady dwarves.
And I'd just like to say, as someone who likes dwarves as a race, and who is also very familiar with the Aliens franchise, I'm a little offended on the half of the dwarven people that you would equate them to fucking facehuggers. That's just gross.
Yeah, they all turn into like xenomorphs.
If you want to know about lore wise, and you're like, I can't go on with my life, Crash, without knowing what they call cocaine in Forgotten Realms. It is called Baccaran.
Oh, Baccarat.
Baccaran, yep.
Lady Jenna, do you not partake in the Baccarat? I've always thought you were a lady of culture.
It gives you a big bonus to your wisdom-related stuff, like perception and things like that. But because it's a mild hallucinogen, you are at disadvantage to deal with illusion magic.
Interesting.
Yeah. All right.
Ever Pietro.
So, the mushrooms themselves, yeah, they're blue, and kind of a dangerous blue, if you know what I mean, like an electric blue. And the main thing that happens with that is at first you feel smarter and more charismatic. But you also feel physically a bit weaker. And they are also a mild hallucinogen. So since you've taken them together, we'll bump that up to not mild hallucinogen.
Wait, is he taking all of them?
Yeah.
Yeah, over candy flipping, D&D. Let's do it.
Yeah. All right. So, the rest of you though are just chilling and relaxing. Willow, did you have any questions for them before you meet with these people? You get the feeling that these are dangerous people.
Yeah.
If you did not get that from context clues, your character's observant feat kicks in, and yeah, you get the feeling. This is a case of the character will be helping the player if needed, but I'm pretty sure you're on board that these are dangerous people.
Right.
Yeah.
Or who's the nearest person?
Oh, it's definitely one of those small, rich, comfortable sitting rooms. So, like, you're all sort of an equidistance away in plush leather chairs, basically living your best life on someone else's money right now.
I see.
Yeah.
So I guess I say to everybody else, or whoever's sober, funnily enough, have the rest of you had dealings with these criminals?
Criminals is a strong word. Primewater is a respected member of Saltmarsh society.
It's the correct word.
Yeah.
I mean,
It may be the correct word, but but we don't say that in polite company. And he's done us some favors in the past, so we've done him some favors as well.
Our
I
business
see.
with him has been very lucrative and beneficial for
It has
both
been.
parties.
You
He's
should
a
be
mi-
careful. We're playing with fire.
I mean,
It's the only
high
way you
risk,
get
high
rich.
reward.
It is not the only way to make wealth, but it is certainly the most direct path.
All right.
I will say this: don't just take people at face value. Primewater, this all may seem sketchy, but he's the kind of man that will look after his own, as long as they look.
Right. I'll trust your judgment.
Plus, he's making us quite rich.
Yeah, I've
And
noticed.
I mean, he runs this town. It's pretty easy to get away with things when you run this town. So, we just go along to get along.
Mm-hmm. Just be careful with how much you drink. Don't want to offend this fine gentleman. Who looks at Garuda.
I bring out my little bagpipe of the what is it? The lizard folks people wine alcohol. And just going to town.
Yeah, Garuda, it only just now occurs to you, maybe through your enhancements, that, like, if you put a wig on Pietro, like, it would be hard to tell him and Willow apart. They could be twins separated at birth.
I don't tell him that to his face.
Okay. There we
I
go.
just get a
There's
big eye look at my face and just looking between both Willow and Pietro, just.
I feel like when Willow was cautioning against drinking too much, it would have been an amazing, like, quick side cut scene to Alvis pouring ale in his mouth from 2 different tankards.
Like, people in the background just, like, cheering as you, like, just whalebone it. Yeah, like,
Yeah.
absolutely. Eventually, the gnome woman appears again, and she says, "Sorry for the delay. It's time. It's time for dinner. Brought your appetite."
Oh, we did.
Excellent. I'll show you all to the dining room. And so she leads you to a dining room. The dining room would definitely accommodate many people. But as before, the only people present are Primewater, his wife, and a very strange tabaxi, who, hold on, I will grab the art for. The tabaxi looks like if the Cheshire Cat was anthropomorphic.
Oh.
Yeah. It kind of has that feel.
That's also creepy.
Is it the tabaxi we met before?
It is, Inquisitive Rogue. You see Luck of the Draw. Yeah.
I know you.
He smiles even broader, which is creepy, because that means that, like, the edges of his mouth are located somewhere near his ear holes.
Please stop doing that.
Yeah.
And upon hearing everyone react to backseat, Pietro's gonna lean over to Afra and say, "When did you meet this fellow?"
Oh, he's with the Zents. Um, he
Oh,
that's really all that I remember. He's with the Zentarum.
All right. So sitting on that same side of the table is a woman of undetermined age. She has a look in her eyes of a person who is not all the way there. Like they're not 100 in the same room as everyone else. Is sort of the feeling that you this person. Afra, due to your special talents, you know quite a bit about this woman. Person, you deeply troubled, very insane.
Mm-hmm.
another one.
There's a reason why she likes Albus so much.
And upon seeing Lord and Lady Primewater, are they sitting or are they standing or?
As you walk in, Primewater is the only one who stands to greet you.
Okay.
His wife and Luck of the Draw both stay seated.
Okay.
And he has just a big, magnanimous smile on his face, and he's just very pleased to see you. Yeah,
Sorry.
go for it.
Pietro's gonna go up to Lord Primewater and give a low bow, and turn to Lady Primewater, and just sort of give a look to the party, and like, don't say anything. Let me handle this. And he's gonna turn to Lady Primewater and say, Lady Primewater, our friend Alvis was unavoidably detained. He is well, but he will not be joining us this evening. And sort of give a look back at Lord Primewater and nod and just sort of give him a look of, I know he's a problem. He's not here for a reason. Don't worry about him.
Okay. Primewater nods to you and says, "What a shame." But you see a sad, almost little girl pout on the woman's face, and she says, "But I had made this special fallen angel a painting."
We would be happy to take it to him, my lady. And
But,
then
but I so hope to see the slightest glimmer of happiness on his face. He hasn't been happy in a very long time.
I'm just gonna go make small
Not
talk
since
with
the
Luck of the
sky
Draw.
So yeah, Luck of the Draw, he just kind of like watches everything. And he looks right at you, Willow, and he says, "Do I know you?"
Dude. Have I met you before?
I guess the question is, and you could message me privately if you don't want the answer to be out there. Has Willow done any work for or against the Zentarum?
Oh, for
Or
I don't
against.
mind being open about this.
Okay.
Her background is mercenary veteran, and one of the things I went with was actually the Zentarum.
Okay, then
Yep.
yeah. Why don't we say that the two of you maybe worked a job back in the day? Because you did, you are joining up at level 6 or 7. So yeah.
It's been a while, but yes, I believe we have.
Oh, that business in Luskin.
Mm-hmm.
Feels like 8 lifetimes ago.
God, okay, a while ago apparently.
Oh,
You
that
were
means we
just
only have to kill him once.
You were just a spring kitten back then. Yeah. Good times, good times. It's
Yeah.
good to see Timora has seen it fit for you to make it this far along the path.
Indeed, Tempest has guided me thus far. It's good to see that you're doing okay as well.
he smiles very widely and says,
Good is relative, but prosperous is accurate.
That's what I like to hear.
All right.
And Afro will make a toast. So shall we all be.
Okay. Yeah, he's definitely Primewater. Definitely down with that toast. So he raises a glass in response, and they bring out the first dish. The first dish is a soup. It is just a standard clam chowder, slightly spicy with some like cayenne pepper added in there. Big chunks of bread, crusty on the outside, squishy on the inside. And you guys kind of
making me hungry.
yeah. Hey, I lived in Monterey, California for a while. Let me tell you, like bread bowl with the fresh clam chowder down at Fisherman's Wharf. Oh my goodness. All right, so he Primewater asked you guys to regale them with your adventures in the swamps, sort of like a dinner entertainment type thing. And he motions and he says, "It seems a lot of you have already met Luck of the Draw. That's good. And those of you who haven't, he comes highly recommended and has accomplished many great things for me. Currently, he is heading up the let's call it salvage operation that Shanker turned you on to."
Very good. Yeah, in general, just kind of like go over the tales. Basically explaining what happened, like with the lizard folk, how they asked us to, after delivering the other lizard folk and the firearms, like they asked us to take care of fixing their giant crocodile, and in order to like increase like relations with Saltmarsh and everything, and with the lizard folk, we did it, and it was a huge success, and they're very happy with us.
That's good. It's real good. I don't want to be the one to sort of address the elephant in the room, but what's with the Edgelord Trident?
Oh, I would have left that at home.
Oh, would you have left that at home?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'd
Fair
have
enough,
left
fair
that at
enough.
home.
Okay. Yeah. It's a little, I was about to say, it's a little bit of a conversation piece. Okay.
It's a foot taller than I am.
Yeah. Okay. In that case, no mention of it is made. Man, it was very smart. So, yeah, he listens intently, and then his wife says, "So you were able to free Mr. Crocodile from the worms?"
I believe so. He didn't try to eat us as we left, so all seems to be well.
She kind of nods her head in appreciation of what you've done. So that's good. He was in a bad place. All those worms in his brain, wiggling and jiggling and wriggling inside him.
Yeah, no more worms.
Huh.
It is a shame, though, about the Triton.
Oh, yes. Well, he was very useful.
He was, and very tasty, according to Mr. Crocodile. You
What?
see Gellin sort of grab his wife's hand and give it a like an affectionate pat. He says, yeah, she had a dream about your fight against the Thousand Teeth, so.
Oh, are you prophetic? Are you
Oh, I
perhaps
mean,
practicing in divination?
She looks at you and smiles and says, "Practice makes perfect."
That it does.
And she just sort of stares at Jenna way too long and way too intently.
Jenna just continues eating and discussing with Primewater.
All right. They bring out the next bit of food. This is a second soup. It is a cold artichoke soup. Yeah. It comes with some like stale kind of baguette type croutons that I guess you're supposed to dip in the cold soup. It's actually pretty good. As you guys are eating this, you see that luck of the draw does not partake of this particular meal. Tabaxi are carnivores, so it probably doesn't feel like it's worth the stomach pain later on. So the conversation sort of continues. You talk about working for the lizard folk and whatnot, dancing around the business at hand. Finally, Primewater says, "Yeah, it is a shame about the Triton. I was trying to get him integrated into culture on land. He was a very valuable political resource if it was leveraged properly, but sometimes things don't work out. I guess that's just the way of the world."
Yeah,
But
it was also quite eye-opening. We realized we should probably hire some kind of cleric or healer.
What, to follow you around?
Yeah, I mean, if we had someone to aid the Triton in his wounds, like perhaps he wouldn't have died.
I suppose. From what I understand, a well-placed healing word is all one needs to survive in this world. But sometimes Tymora could be a real bitch, and you see him kind of touch his face where all those scars are, as if remembering like a real bad critical hit he took back in the day.
That is true, Lord Primewater. Well-placed healing word or a well-timed healing potion can make quite a bit of difference in combat. But sometimes there are such evils in the world that those cannot surmount. A cleric would be of great assistance if you know of one.
Well, from what I understand, you had a cleric, or two, or three. They don't seem to stick around.
Well, as you well know, this is a difficult line of work.
Well, as you well know, clerics can be very superstitious. It might be that Jenna the Generous has a reputation for getting clerics reunited with their gods earlier than intended.
I mean, that may be true. One was a coward. The other two were reckless. I believe we just need good men with stout minds.
Well, the blue skin one is enjoying his time in the prisons of Waterdeep. Managed to pin all that nasty business at the house that crawls on him. So
when Primewater says that, Jenna gets the biggest smile on her face. Very good. That's what he deserved.
Wait,
I don't know
the
how
one
long
dude
he'll
is in
stay
jail?
alive since he tried to implicate the Kraken Society in his dealings, and they're not fans of having their anything aired publicly. So,
Hey, the one guy is in jail who went with us to the house?
Yes.
Oh, I thought he was
who
dead.
ran while half died.
Yeah, I remember him. Yeah, him. Yeah.
Garuda, as you're looking around the room, can you hop into private chat real quick?
Oh, god damn it, Crash.
You're the one that took the drug.
Hey, Crash.
Yeah. So like these three are absolutely terrifying.
Oh.
When you're on drugs, at least. Yeah. Primewater, he has very wolfish features. Like his teeth look very sharp. His nose kind of looks turned up like a muzzle. Like his fur around his neck is very, like his mullet is more like actual like fur. Like you get all these sort of like wolfy vibes. Luck of the draw, it looks like his mouth just goes on forever. Like he could just bite your bird head right off of your body. And like he wants to. Like every time you look up, he's looking over at you like hungrily. Like as soon as he gets a chance, he's gonna eat you. Lady Primewater is like black and white, like no color, and her eyes are just empty sockets of like black. So
Okay.
that's what you're visually. That's what you're dealing with.
Question: Am I smart enough to know that this is the drugs?
You have what, an 8 intelligence?
I mean, I have a high wisdom though.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. And your wisdom is enhanced by the drugs. Probably. Yeah. Probably. Go ahead and give me a wisdom saving throw. Okay.
12.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that no one else is freaking out makes you think that you're just seeing things.
All right, cool. I can do it. I can work with this.
All right. Back to the chat.
All women are babes.
And you were
the more damaged and like whether physically or mentally, Alvis just seems to gravitate towards damaged people.
Nice.
All right, so yeah, Garuda's doing that thing that you know, if you've seen recreational drug use, like he's having one of those moments where the gears in his mind are sort of trying to catch up with everything, and he's just sort of glassy-eyed staring across the table.
It just peaked.
All right, so conversation continues. So this woman, Primewater's lady love, she says, if you need a cleric, I could recommend one.
Yes, my lady?
She's very good, and she understands pain quite well. You would say that pain is her religion.
Oh, God.
Oh.
Does she know a couple resurrection spells, healing spells?
I'm sure she does. The administration of such blessings might be painful, but the end results would be, by all accounts, delightful.
I mean, she sounds lovely.
I do not know about this pain part, but we will certainly inquire.
Certainly. I will reach out to her. How quickly do you need a turnaround?
Depends on how much longer Mr. Primewater expects us to stay in town.
The seas are good, and the treasure sinks slowly, sought by he of many arms, and she of many bones. Perhaps I'll have her waiting for you when you return. Well, whichever one of you does return. And you can see, even at this point, luck of the draw, like his bright green eyes kind of travel to the right side of his head to look at this woman. Like, I scared. Send help. Mom, come pick me up. Like that kind of look on his face. So the next course is brought out. And it is a smoked pork with steamed carrots, big fat biscuits, and sort of a kind of a white gravy type deal to sort of just pour over everything. And there is a bowl of sweet and spicy pickles off to the side. Not the poshest food that you kind of thought, like, you'd be getting some hoity-toity digs tonight, but this is almost sort of some down-home soul food.
That's what I like.
I'm sure it's really delicious, and I'm eating a lot of it.
Okay. Oh yeah, they're cooked cheats. She prestidigitations everything. So yeah. So as you guys are kind of chowing down, you can tell that Luck of the Draw is very happy about this. As usual, Lady Primewater barely eats any food. It is almost like she eats mechanically because she is supposed to eat. Is the sort of feels that you get.
Crash question.
Mhm.
With Lady Primewater's comment about man of many arms and she of many bones,
Mm-hmm.
would Pietro in his travels known anything, like even a hint at this?
Oof, give me a history check. Yeah, because you have sailed these particular waterways before.
10.
It niggles. Niggles is a word, but I don't think we're allowed
Yeah.
to say it nowadays. Yeah. It yeah, in the back of your mind, but you can't recall at this time. But it's so familiar.
But it might be something that Afra might know that I could ask her about later.
Maybe.
Okay.
Yeah. And I mean, you could just balls out just ask if you wanted to.
In that case, with a mouthful of pork, Pietro will indicate to Lady Primewater, Lady Primewater, excuse me, it is impolite to eat with a mouthful. But this pork is delicious. Thank you. What you speak of, the man of many arms and she of many bones, I have heard these names before. To what do you refer?
And she looks at you completely confused, like she does not remember saying any of that to you. And Primewater says, we have reason to believe that the derelict ship, I really didn't want to have to bring this up until you had agreed to the mission, but the derelict ship may or may not be in the hunting grounds of a kraken.
A kraken?
Additionally, the when you say a kraken, you see you see Luck of the Draw close his eyes and fold his ears down, and you see Lady Primewater look around startled, and she says, "But we are above the waves; they can't reach us here." And then she starts looking around and just goes underneath the table.
Okay.
Kind of realizing he's put his foot in it, Pietro has sort of a chagrined look and say, "Good Primewater, I apologize for speaking out of turn and bringing up such matters.
It's something that I would have had to tell you.
Yes,
Yeah.
but I do understand where there is a time and a place. I do apologize."
Well, let's get down to it then. What is it exactly that we're looking at here?
Certainly. Also, the She of Many Bones is likely referring to the pirate Lord Corina of the Bones. She is a necromancer, captain of the Bone Maiden, several ships in her fleet. Likes to use undead, that sort of thing. Yeah, so we have reason to believe that she may also know about the derelict ship, or at least she is partnered with the Kraken in that area. She basically takes from the top of the ocean and then sends half to the bottom of the ocean in exchange for free passage. It's a very dangerous region of ocean to go to. But yeah, let me catch you guys up on all that. So, 2 years ago, a ship went missing, the Emperor of the Waves. It was loaded down with precious cargo from the New World, Maztica. The cargo was so precious that it had an escort of 14 ships. However, about halfway back, they encountered some unusual weather, some very thick fog, some very bad storms. Some of the escort ships were lost, and in the end, the Emperor of the Waves vanished in the storm. The remaining escort ships spent about 2 weeks looking for it, never found it. Returned home empty-handed. Obviously, everyone involved very disappointed. Now, through means, we have discovered this ship again. It is as if it has appeared out of nowhere. The ship is badly derelict, in danger of sinking at a moment's notice. This information gives me a lot of anxiety because recovering a ship from the bottom of the ocean in a Kraken-controlled territory would be quite difficult. But if you could somehow get to the ship before it is sunk, before it is claimed by the Kraken, or before it is discovered by Karina of the Bones, a very lucrative amount of wealth could be recovered from it. I already have one ship chartered to go and retrieve it, but I'll be honest, other than luck of the draw here, there's not enough individuals of suitable talents that I would trust to recover these objects. One of which is quite magical, and the other of which is quite valuable. The issue, of course, is the magical one. Magical items, particularly artifacts, even minor ones, have a tendency to destroy weaker-willed individuals.
Afra perks her ears at this.
Yeah,
She's
it is
super excited now.
fortuitous that you return in time for me to make this offer. But I would like you to take your freshly manned and repaired ship and go with luck of the draw and his ship to this derelict vessel. Retrieve for me 2 things from the ship. A lockbox made of iron and lined with lead. It will be extremely heavy. The second object is a statue, a bust of, well, I'll just put it out there for you. A demoness known as Zugtaboy.
Demon?
I see. Could you, do you know what these objects look like? Could you, through illusion magic or some means, allow me to familiarize myself with them?
Certainly. Sweetheart, he kind of, leans down and whispers under the table. Can you show them? And yeah, she kind of crawls back into her chair, and she casts some illusion magic, and you see just a hideous mushroom-like creature appear with somewhat feminine features. Yeah,
Okay.
so the statue will look something like this.
And what was the demon's name again?
Zugtmoy. She is the patron of fungus.
So
Now,
which of the
Pietro,
two-
you know that in the New World, there's a lot of demon worship going on. A lot of human sacrifice, a lot of demon worship, because it's a wild place. So they haven't had like the gods of Faerun and the wizards of Faerun haven't rode all over these people and crushed their beliefs and been like, it's dangerous to worship demons, and made it illegal and stuff like that. So there are tribes in Maztica that worship some real old school nasty demon lords.
Which of the two objects is magical and which is valuable?
The statue is magical. The lockbox is valuable. I caution against opening the lockbox. This isn't one of those Bluebeard situations, but it's for your own good. However, if you return these objects to me, I will gladly pay the generous and her crew a fat 10,000 gold. Enough to buy yourselves a new ship if you really wanted to. Or enough to just live comfortably for a very long time.
I don't think I'll be living comfortably for quite a while. Okay, I think
Lady
procure,
Primewater
simple
says
spell.
she'll spend all of it in her ever-escalating pursuit of power.
Ominous. All right.
So I'm not gonna play coy. I know that some of you are exceptionally skilled at piecing things together. Don't try to fuck me on this. What you're going after is quite valuable, but you are going to be in a very dangerous place. 4 or 5 days off the coast is basically no man's land. Pirates everywhere, and this particular region, extremely dangerous. Without the assistance of the second ship, you'll quite literally be sunk. Now, you are the experts, the specialists. You're the ones that are going to be taking home the big prize. Luck of the draw here, his ship will be serving as your escort and essentially bodyguard. So hopefully the presence of 2 ships will deter most people from attacking. And if you run into Karina, hopefully 2 ships will be enough to deal with her. I can't risk sending more ships than that, or it would draw attention to this particular operation. And the last thing we need is to worry about additional competition for our prize.
Can we ask for 2,000 up front for mission preparation and whatnot?
And kind of looks at you. I don't see why not. I'd be pretty invested in your success here, so it would be foolish not to invest a little bit more.
We haven't let you down yet. I hope not. I hope we won't again.
Again?
I hope we won't let you down again. I'm sorry, guys.
All right then. They bring out ice cream.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, this seems to be the only part of the meal that Lady Primewater is excited about. And she proceeds to put all manner of confectionaries on her ice cream. To the point that, like, when you take a kid to Sweet Frog, or like, one of those build your own sundae places,
They're gonna vomit.
yeah, and you're like, how could someone eat that? How could someone put that in their body? You're not supposed to put gummy worms with that particular combination of candy. Yeah, so it's horrible. Luck of the draw takes his plain vanilla. Yeah, didn't expect that one. Yeah, so any other questions while you finish up your meal?
Yes, so a few of us have encountered a kraken in real life, though. To be quite honest, it's terrifying, and I didn't learn too much. Would you happen to have any books or
I think I died.
accounts of interactions with krakens? If we go up against it, I just really want to know.
Here's the
Best way
problem
to
with
handle it.
krakens. Krakens all start out the same. Adorable little octopus, squid thingies. But kraken society, such as it is all about self-improvement, modification through any and all means possible. There is no one kraken that could be used as the baseline for the whole species. Sort of like us, I guess. When we all grow in strength and pursue different abilities and paths, so too the kraken morph and change and augment themselves in ways. And then you hear through a mouthful of ice cream, most unnatural, as she continues to eat and obviously has like a ice cream headache, but continues to just devour that ice cream. Yeah, most unnatural. Basically, they can all control the weather. They can all control the ocean. They all have, for the most part, tentacles as a theme. They vary in size from 30 feet long to, by all accounts, a mile long. They are more intelligent than most archmages, and their intelligence is similar to that of other aberrant creatures like mind flayers, aboleths, things like that. They are cruel and insane, greedy and powerful. Many of them are high-level spellcasters, in addition to their natural and unnatural gifts. Yeah, so
Yeah.
Did he say
I
crack
hope that
cast spells?
That says a lot.
Yeah.
you would do well to give them the respect and fear that they're deserving of. Not the worship. I'm not trying to start a Kraken society of my own here, but I make my money off the water, and Kraken is a real thing, and it's a real threat. The most powerful one in our neck of the woods goes by the name of Slarkrethel. Are you familiar with that name?
Can I see if I'm familiar with
Sure, sure. It would definitely be a history check.
Oof.
Yeah, Garuda, you have no idea what they're talking about.
As you're cracking, I'm just shitting my pants already.
Yeah.
Let's take a crack at this.
Slarkrethel.
Nope.
Yeah, Slarkrethel keeps its presence a very big secret, so it would make sense for everybody to sort of flub this one.
Everyone apparently did.
Yeah.
Oof. I rolled higher than a 6. Well, base roll. My bad.
Will they outright just commit destruction, or are they
Oof. I mean,
amicable to discussion and?
again, as a species, they're as unpredictable as human beings. But they definitely lean heavily towards destruction over anything else. My concern is that if the ship is there, and it wasn't there before, this could be a trap. I believe the halflings call it a honeypot. Or is it a catfish? I'm not sure. One of those things. Basically, a derelict ship used to draw in curious ships, and then that's that. I wish we knew more. We have scried the location. And that is how we've confirmed these rumors. So I do feel confident in the coordinates that I have given you and the direction that I am sending you.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Lord Primewater, a quick question.
Hmm.
I understand your business is your own, and I do not want details of what it is we're going after exactly.
Sure.
But would these be items that a kraken would desire? I understand a pirate treasures treasure, but a kraken, would it want to machinate in such a way as to lure people out?
Fair point. That's the other concern, is that the treasure might not even be on the ship. The treasure might already be in the Kraken's hoard. If that's the case, I obviously don't want you to dive to the bottom of the deep ocean of the Great Sea and steal back the items from a Kraken. I certainly can't afford those sort of rates. If you go there, and the ship is not there, cast about for it, of course. But if you do not find it, you have my permission to leave. And I suppose if the reports that come back from Luck of the Draw are in your favor, I'll let you keep the 2,000 as a best effort payment.
And one final question, Lord Primewater. This Captain Karina of the Bones, does she favor, you said the undead, but does she favor a crew of skeletons or a crew of zombies?
Oh, definitely skeletons. She is a very proper lady, and I'm sure the stink of zombies would get to her eventually. Be mindful, though, she's no fool. Her crew is not all undead. Only an idiot would rely solely on undead. One or two clerics would just basically disable your entire operation. So it is a mix of zealous women she has saved or recruited over the years, and very powerfully augmented skeletal pirates.
Thank you for the information.
Mm-hmm.
And thank you for sharing this ice cream. This is a very hard treat to come by, given the challenge of keeping such things cold.
Nothing is hard with money and magic. I'm sure Jenna the Generous can tell you all about that.
Mr. Wolfman, Primewater, sorry.
He kind of cocks an eyebrow at that. Okay.
The statue that's like on the ship. What's so special about that?
From what I understand, it contains powers related to the demon lord of fungus and decay. So
yeah. You said that, and you showed me a very terrifying picture. of what that would be like. But the question I'm asking is, should we be worried about touching that statue?
Oh, absolutely, yes.
Okay, yeah. And he lifts up his paper he's been writing on. It just says spores everywhere on it. Just he's going really wide-eyed.
Okay. All right. If you guys have nothing else, Lady Primewater quickly stands up and runs out of the room.
You know it, man.
Luck of the draws, massive eyes. You see the little green circles kind of rotate to like follow her path as she leaves the room. But he continues to eat his vanilla ice cream. Primewater just sort of does one of those faces like, yeah, my girl crazy, but I love her. You know, one of those faces. Yeah. A few minutes pass, and she comes back into the room carrying a massive fucking painting. It is a full nude of Alvis. Those of you who have seen Alvis naked, it is eerily accurate.
He.
Who the fuck's seen Alvis naked?
I mean, Elvis is the guy that would pass out drunk with his pants on his knees.
Yeah.
Fair enough. I believe that.
I mean, to be fair, he probably swims naked.
Yeah.
When,
I mean,
when,
you're
not in
pirates.
combat and
You're
stuff.
pirates, so I'm assuming you've probably seen each other naked at some point. Yeah. So in the picture, a naked Alvis stands on the precipice of a sea cliff. Stormy clouds are in the distance, and he is looking out towards the sea. Yeah. He a lot of these tasteful nudes, right? The guy just has like his dramatically limp wanger just kind of hanging there, but in this picture, he is at full attention. His wangarang is aimed in the same direction as his wild and crazy eyes, a point off in the horizon that only he can see. You can see Primewater's face is rigid and cold, like a guy that's trying to win the national poker tournament. But Willow and Afra, you can tell that he will be very happy when this painting has left his home.
Afra's gonna like run into the other room and like see if she can grab a blanket or something and say, "Let's wrap that up to keep it safe."
Yes, says Primewater. Absolutely. Yeah, it's like 5 feet tall and like 3 feet wide. Yeah.
I'm cringing.
Yeah, she's been working on this ceaselessly since she met your very, very unique friend.
I've never been more
I
flattered in my
say,
life.
you don't have a handout of that one for us.
Yeah, I got an artist through Instagram, and when I got to the wanger rod is fully erect, aimed in the same direction as his eyes to a point on the horizon, they blocked me. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, so I don't know what happened there. I mean, I guess I could just try to draw it real quick for you. Hold on.
Oh God!
I think that's so appropriate, homie.
Alright.
Are we just gonna go like a stick man with like?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not an artist. What are you talking about? Yeah, and then
I mean,
there you go. And then he's on like a cliff. There we go. And then there's some clouds in the background.
It's pointing at the prime water.
Just right there, staring at him mentally.
Before I could save it.
Yeah, so you can definitely see why he wants to get this painting out of his house. So, yeah. He says, "You know, it would look great in your captain's cabin, Jenna." Put it over your bed.
I think not. A fine suggestion, but
We
quite
should
honestly,
simply
I'd
trap a
be
painting.
happy never seeing it again.
You know who would appreciate this? Kreb. You could see if Shanker wants to hang it at the empty net.
Yes, it seems
It's a conversation starter, to be sure.
he is Krebs' finest patron now, I'm sure.
Luck of the draw, ever the diplomat, cannot resist. He says, yeah, maybe he could put his specials of the day board right next to it. So like the wang and the eyes and the hands, they'd all be pointing at it to draw like attention to it. You know what I mean? I mean, holy shit, look at the size of that thing. I'm terrified. It's like he's got 3 legs. Sorry. I forget myself.
Alvis roll for deck size.
Sometimes you don't have to. Sometimes it's implied. All right, so yeah, with that awkwardness, I guess that will be the end of your evening.
Yeah, that's a mood killer right there.
Okay. Yeah, you can see it is an oil painting too. So like the paint is still going to be like tacky to the touch.
Cool.
Yeah.
Oh.
So like Lady Primewater, she does inform you. She's like, please resist the urge to touch it.
Anyways,
Absolutely epic.
do we have something to cover that with, or?
Right. Yeah. So Feliza arrives again, and she comes into the room, and this is a woman who's seen some shit in her service, right? So she is not even phased. She says, "Oh, miss, you've brought down your painting to show everyone. It's so lovely. She worked so hard on it, barely slept, barely ate, the poor dear. Yes. We don't want it to get damaged by the elements. I'll have it wrapped up." And you can see it floats out of her hand, and then floats after Feliza as she leaves the room. It occurs to you, Jenna, that thing is heavier than I think the 25 pounds that a mage hand could carry, which does raise questions.
Bixby hand.
Yeah, about what kind of magic their maid is using to do such a thing.
Goodness.
Level 20 wizard.
All right, so the painting is removed. The stick figure shall remain. So yeah, you wait for the painting to get wrapped up. It does like a whole like brown paper twine situation. And yeah, you can see that there is alternating excitement and nervousness on Lady Primewater's face. Luck of the draw has the look of a guest who really wants to come up with an excuse to leave, but as a professional will not. And Primewater just looks fucking exhausted. All right, finally the painting is ready, and you guys can all excuse yourselves.
Yep.
I guess I'll carry the painting.
No,
Alright.
that's gonna fall to Pietro. He's the. Characteristically, it's like, oh, there's something that needs to be lifted. Give it to Pietro.
That's completely true. I'm glad you know your role, Pietro.
Good. Sounds good to me.
Okay. So, does anyone have any other plans for the evening? Possibly your last evening on land ever.
Sleep, try to forget.
Would there be time? Would there be time before we sail to go and do some last minute shopping, or would I have to get that done now?
Yeah. If you had some last minute shopping, it would definitely be the right.
Pietro would like to.
But the you got the general gist that he wants you to leave as soon as possible.
Okay.
There was terrible storm yesterday. You guys missed it because, well, I guess last night because you were underground in the lizard folks' lair or whatever. So they didn't want to set sail because of the storm. The delay from the storm actually gave you guys a chance to kind of get here and get hired for this job. But the next, like tomorrow, is clear with strong winds. So it's definitely a good day to set sail. And the druidic weather report indicates that tomorrow and the day after are going to be clear, though there will be some heavy rainfall on the third day of travel. So they feel like this is a good time to maybe head out and try to get this thing because time is of the essence here. Yeah.
Afra would propose to Luck of the Draw that we all head back to the empty nets for a bit of a planning session.
All right. Luck of the Draw kind of eyes you speculatively and says,
I mean, that place is kind of a shithole.
Yeah, but it's our shithole.
Yeah, sure. Okay. I do have my own business to attend to, but I'm a light sleeper, so I can spare a bit of time to make plans and discuss with you.
All right. So he will accompany you to the empty net. Keitra, what kind of fancy shopping are you trying to get done before you head out, essentially? If it's just basic, if it's anything basic, you could just do it automated, no problem.
Okay, it's just
if
basic.
it's magic or if it's magic or custom, then you'd have to ping me for it. But otherwise, currently everything in town is standard prices.
Okay.
Yeah, there's nothing that's because the Quartermasters of Wakima set up a shop. There was like a premium being charged on anything that could be used as a spell component because of Kelladek. But now with essentially his monopoly shattered, you could buy anything basic at the listed prices.
Okay. No, it's basic. Just want to trade out want to upgrade from a light crossbow to a heavy crossbow. Sell some stuff to do that, and then also pick up a couple of war hammers since we're going to be going up against skeletons.
Oh, smart! Very smart. Okay, yeah, you can kind of take care of that stuff. I'd say it's a little late at night now. You might have better luck just sort of taking care of it in the morning before everybody sets sail, or I think you could still get it done.
All right,
definitely
in that case, I'll wait until the morning to do that then.
Okay.
Yeah, magic related. If Jenna wants to pick up spell scrolls to scribe into her book.
Okay.
More spells.
And it has been advertised as 4 or possibly 5-day journey, so you'll have plenty of downtime on the boat to be scribing scrolls and whatnot.
Excellent. Yeah, and there's a few spells she's gonna pick up. Did you want me to just list them to see if you have them?
Yeah, sure. Most spells would probably be available at this point, but the anything homebrew, anything from Acquisitions Incorporated, those are going to be harder and more expensive.
Well, some of the spells are on the homebrew spells for this campaign that you put out, like True Bearing and Trek Ship. I'm looking for.
Right. Yeah. Let's see. In a coastal town like this, I would definitely say that those are available.
I just want to check one more.
As we're walking back to the empty net, I think Griddle will need to talk to Lucky Jar real quick. Oh, look at the jar. Okay. I got a question for you. I need you to answer me honestly.
All right.
Do you want to eat me?
Oh, man. I don't want you to take it personally. But yes.
Motherfucker! Let's everyone fucking eat me! And Griddle.
There's just something about you, like your pheromones or something, that you just smell delicious.
I am not your motherfucking food. You hear me? You hear me, Saltmarsh? I'm not food. He's going completely off at this moment, just yelling.
Damn. You hear the booming voice of Saltmarsh reply to you. Yes, you are, bitch. No one else heard it, though. Only you are in tune, I guess, with the spirit of Saltmarsh.
Does the spirit of Saltmarsh look like that ginormous shadow beast from Stranger Things?
So,
Yeah, I did have a couple more. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I wanted depth charge, depth warning, and locate object.
yeah, those will all be available.
Awesome. I'll take the lot.
Grandma's my asshole.
Jeez.
All right. So, back at the luck of, or not the luck, with luck of the draw, back at the empty net. You've got your boy Alvis. Alvis, how long do you think you lasted with beer, ale and whores before you kind of went out comatose?
I think that needs a Constitution roll.
Yeah, I mean that's fair. I do have quite the
30 seconds. Shit.
that was actually a subpar roll. I imagine that would be about 15 pints before he finally succumbs and gets a little woozy.
Gets
All right.
woozy or gets knocked the
little
fuck out?
You're approaching alcohol poisoning.
Clearly,
think-
you guys haven't worked at a bar.
I think that this would probably necessitate a roll on the carousal table. So
There's a
hold on a
carousal
second.
table?
He's gonna accidentally end up getting fucking married.
All right, so give me a D20.
There are worse things.
17.
Oh my. Okay. Well, that's something for tomorrow's.
That's something
Alvis
for
to worry
future
about.
all of us to worry.
That's how drinking works. You borrow tomorrow's happiness because you're using it today, and that's why you have a hangover.
All right, give me a D6 roll.
Oh, just a 2.
Okay.
Just a 2.
Yeah, that's fine.
That actually could be good. You may want to roll low in this.
All right, so yeah, I guess I could load you up on this map. I just got to make sure I delete anybody who's dead, so you don't think that their ghost has come to haunt you or something like that.
Well, maybe leave them there for Garuda. Maybe he's seeing their ghost there to haunt them.
Oh, really,
point.
dude? Really?
Yeah.
Really? I already been told that Saltmarsh literally wants to eat
Chose
me.
to eat shrooms. Your actions have consequences.
You mixed. That's your own goddamn problem.
I'm already walking with Lucky Draw, who's literally told me he wants to eat me.
I mean, you guys did hear that. Like, that really did happen. He really does want to eat him.
In that case, Pietro is going to, after Luck of the Draw says that he's going to attempt to trip the tabaxi, make it look like it was an accident, but like that's kind of a dick thing to say.
He said, "Don't take it personally."
How else do you take that though, Afra?
You need to roll anything for that to see if there's if my actions have consequences?
Yeah, go ahead and give me an athletics check. That'll be good.
If there's ever been something you take personally, you take that. Yes, I want to eat you personally.
Nice.
All right. Let's see. I'm checking his stat block real quick.
He's gonna do like a front flip.
I mean, you'd think so, but it's not always that bad. Oh, okay. He's got a +6 acrobatics. All right. So let's see. That's not bad at all. An NPC with actual skill points.
Hello.
Nani?
Okay.
Oh, wow.
So you go to trip him, and he just sort of lightly steps over your foot, and he gives you a pat, and he says,
Hey, listen. I'm a cat and he's a bird. I mean, it's a primal thing. Nothing personal.
So I'm guessing we haven't evolved our primal instincts of you being a common house cat and me a common pigeon. Ha!
I thought we were talking business, not dancing around.
I'm gonna whisper to Willow. Do you have calm emotions?
Pietro to
Think so.
look at the draw's comment to say, yes, we are in the middle of a business dealing now, but afterwards, that's another story. And just sort of leaves it hanging like that.
I whisper back. Depends on what you mean by calm emotions. The spell? No. However, I could walk over and punch him in the face.
All right, so you guys arrive and you see Tits McGee tending the bar. That's her name. It's her name. Okay, it's a very proud dwarven name. All right, and yeah, and you see the underage bartender, Tyweir, is assisting because it's as rowdy as usual. As you come in, your boy Alvis is just, I think, like mid hump on a table at this point, with many ladies of the evening, and maybe gentlemen of the evening assisting. He is barely alive, based on the amount of alcohol that it seems that he has consumed. So that's a thing. You do not see Krebs Shanker, though, who's usually about at this time of night.
No. We can all gather round at the bar, grab a table or something.
Sure.
And Afra's gonna say, all right, so we got some enemies to deal with, it sounds like. We could try and get in and get out real quick and real quiet, but I feel like that's not gonna work, knowing our luck. So I had an idea. Do you think we could try and, like, join up with this what's-her-face pirate and let them do the dirty work and then walk off with the treasure?
I would like to point out the last time we tried to trick a pirate, that we barely were successful on that.
Yeah, but I wasn't really feeling myself that day.
Oh, can I hear this?
I was, in fact, feeling NPC-ish that day.
I could assume. I mean,
Yeah.
are you having this conversation with Luck of the Draw and Willow, like, present?
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Right.
Pretty sure that day too, I felt a little tired.
Question.
Yes, but Garuda, you were in rare form that day with the sniping work you did with your longbow. It was legendary.
What do I say?
Is-
I perform anytime on my
Question
stage.
from Willow, yeah?
Yeah. Is Primewater Zentarum?
I
No.
mean,
I think he works with them, but not for them.
I see.
Oh, hi, Willie. I didn't realize you came in here.
That is a big boy.
All right, there we go. So it's getting a little crowded around the table, but it's all good.
But if this is your, like, main base of operations, you might not want to piss him off.
No, I meant we still bring the treasure back to him, of course, but we steal the treasure from the pirate lady.
Oh. Maybe?
Yes, they were planning on double-crossing her.
Oh.
But the last time we tried to sneak our way on board, it was, how you say... Are you familiar with the phrase clusterfuck? It was one of
Oh.
those.
I am very familiar with that. You want to try and sneak on there?
No, I mostly just want to lie my face off, and just join up with them.
Awesome.
They, I mean, we're enterprising young pirates. Want to learn from the best.
Up and comers.
I mean, it seems that she would probably prefer us to do her dirty work, though. I'm not sure how you're gonna convince her otherwise.
Yeah. I suppose. I guess we could just wait and see if we run into her.
I do not think that she will believe in coincidence. If she is aware of the resurgence of the Emperor of the Waves, and for a party of quote-unquote young pirate adventurers wanting to learn from the best appearing at the same time, she will, smell a rat.
I'm really good at telling lies. Really, really good at it. You could say I have expertise in it.
So, luck of the draw that you've invited into this inner circle, he watches with those luminous green eyes as you have this conversation, smiling as he does. But Willow and Aphra, it is not a real smile. It is a I took a critical hit as a kid, my face is stuck like this kind of smile.
Yeah.
He's got a Cheshire grin.
Yeah. He does eventually say,
"Listen, Karina of the Bones, she's like an ultra feminist, right? Like a red wizard of Thay level feminist, right?
Yeah.
Like she runs up the red flag on penises, if you know what I mean. Yeah.
Okay.
Like
yeah.
the skeletons on her crew, those are all the men she's killed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. There's no boys allowed. I think you and Jenna, you might have a chance, but like last time I checked, your boy here, and that boy over there, we all know, and he points to the mess that is Alvis. It most assuredly ain't gonna be able to sneak that through customs.
Well, we can keep them.
I
on
mean,
the boat.
Birdo could just stuff it up the cloaca, I guess. But what I'm trying to say is, she's not the kind that plays nice with others. And here's the other thing. I don't know if you're savvy to this, but Primewater's special lady friend is very special. The only reason Primewater's even worried about Karina of the Bones is because she had some kind of weird vision. I mean, I don't know how much you buy into that kind of stuff, but like this could be an in and out, easy money operation.
Well, she's been right before.
And
Is
if we
Alvis
put
awake enough to notice the painting that
The painting's still
that
wrapped.
Pietro put behind? Oh, you didn't. Okay, you didn't unwrap
No,
it.
I
Okay.
dropped it off. I did not unwrap it or hang it. I just dropped it off.
okay.
And no one has asked me about it since, so it's still wrapped up behind the bar.
You hear some tearing of paper, and you look over and you see Kreb Shanker. And he's tearing, and he just says, "Gods be blessed! What the fuck is this?" And you see Tits was like pouring like a new flagon, and she just starts like over pouring it. And like the dog, he looks over and he's like, "Rrr," like turns its head to the side. Like the monkey just starts being like, "Ah, ah, 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 ah," and like everyone just kind of looks over at this painting like, wow, it's a showstopper. It is something else.
Pietro is going to go up to Kreb and and try and keep a very straight face after his reaction to it, and say,
Tries
"Yes,
friendly, but
Lord
he's
Primewater wants you to hang it up next to your specials of the day board."
Primewater does. Primewater wants me to hang this shit right here in this fine establishment.
Yes.
So again, this
Pietro again trying to maintain. Yes, he did
Oh,
say
wow.
those very words. I heard
Here
them
I-
myself.
Wow. Is this anatomically correct? Because I thought your boy was just using illusion magic.
See, it is as you see it.
As I see, well, I guess I'm gonna fucking see it every day of my fucking life, aren't I? I might as well burn down my place.
It's not that bad.
Is this Lady Primewater's work? I recognize the brush work here. This is her work, isn't
The
it?
brush stroke.
Yes, it is.
Oh man. You could see Tits McGee giving him a look like, where's my boss's loyalties lie? Like, is he gonna do this? Is he not gonna do this? He's just staring at the painting. You could tell that it's a lot to take in. It's a lot to take in.
I mean, that's what she said.
Play on words.
Okay.
This brings me back to my original question: is Alvis conscious enough to notice what's going on, or am I like way out of it?
I mean, you're pretty out of it, I'm assuming, but yeah, I mean, you could definitely join the party here.
So what I was thinking is Alvis is going to stumble his way over to the bar to go get another drink, and as he comes closer to the painting, he doesn't even notice that his crew is back. He's just enraptured by this painting and climbs up onto the bar and looking at it, he is convinced it's a mirror, but he doesn't quite get it because he's got his shirt on and stuff. So he starts to disrobe to compare himself to the painting because clearly this is a mirror.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, Tits McGee nods appreciatively, and she kind of looks from painting to person, and she kind of gives a gruff like, and she starts kind of towards you and says, "Hey, sweetie, off the bar."
He's gonna like nod and giggle and climb down the bar, but next to the painting.
Okay. Yeah, so Kreb has some people. They're gonna put the painting like right over here. This is where the abomination will be stored.
Oh,
right
I guess
there.
we know where the lizards lies.
All right. Yeah. So, Kreb is like, yeah, I had some business I had to take care of. Good to see you back where you belong. Thanks for the gift. I assume that you spoke with Primewater then? That you'd taken the job?
Yes, we will be heading out at first light. If
That's
not
good. What's good for you is good for me. I guess whatever. I mean, just remember, this could be your last night on land. So get everything done that you want to get done. Take care of all that business. And hey, whatever happens out there at sea, huh? Try to have fun. And he gives you a big smile and a clap on the bicep.
I like him.
Fun, you say. Pietro is gonna look back, and is Bloody Bjorn over there with the rest of the crew?
Yeah, they're all. Your crew has kind of taken this place over a little bit. Oh, Joku and the lizard folk aren't there. Let me get rid of those guys.
Oh, yeah. We totally just missed them.
They're gone from existence.
Well, I mean, as much fun as they had here, they have their own lives they have to live. So.
Are Sly and somebody else fighting in the ring there?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a fine one.
Pietro, in that case, is gonna go over to to them and say, "I will fight the winner."
Okay. Yeah. So these two are boxing it out, and in the end, Sly does take the win there. And this beefy boy is kind of dragged out of the ring. Yeah. Statistically, you cannot lose to Sly Webb. But we do play with crit cards, so I guess anything is possible. To represent your success here, all I need you to do is make an athletics check of a DC 5, Pietro.
Oh boy, let's see how shitty my luck is today.
All right, that's all I'm asking for.
I mean,
Impossible.
your athletics, like,
there
you
you
can't.
go. All right,
Like, you could roll a 1.
yeah, you trounce her. You absolutely trounce her. Yeah, like she's you know, an artillerist, you know what I'm saying? So like yeah. You have a good strength score. You've got like your, you know, barbarian powers now. You've got multiple attacks per round. Yeah, it's over. It's over pretty quick. So I will let you set the pace of the fight there. So do you make it quick, or do you WWE this shit and make it a show? Like, what's the?
Pietro's gonna use it as maybe a warm up to see if there's anybody that might want to get into a fight. He's just been, I don't know, just been a little antsy. And he makes it quick. I mean, doesn't want to do any brutal damage, just enough to assert authority, since we're going to be going into battle, and if he's calling out orders, he doesn't want to be talked back down.
Fair enough. Yeah, Sly kind of chuckles, and she's like, "Yeah, I kind of knew going into this that I was going to get my ass handed to me," but she kind of wipes some of the blood away from her mouth. She's like, good fight.
You as well, and I will not, knowing that the shoe would be on the other foot, I will not challenge you to a fight of bows and arrows.
Yeah, we call it marksmanship, but yeah,
marksmanship. See, yes.
I have an idea. Why don't you? Yeah. Oh, look, there you go.
As soon as he's out, I walk in. You know what?
Man. All right. You hear a flag dropped and sanctioned PvP happens.
You think I'm missing out on this shit? No way, fam.
All right. So yeah, the PvP ban is temporarily lifted. Does anybody want to wager on this? Seeing two badass half orcs step into the ring, you see Krebs' interest is definitely raised, and he busts out them bard skills. He starts rousing and carousing everyone assembled, and they all start shuffling over to watch and place wagers.
Nice.
Yeah.
So, question. This fight, what are the rules? Fisticuffs, or are we just actually going to stab each other?
It's up to you guys. I mean, empty nets, they kind of make it up as they go along.
Well, Pietro was hand-to-hand combat when he was fighting against Sly, and he's going to turn to Willow, kind of cock an eyebrow at her and say, "It is as you would like to fight, my lady."
How pleasant. This seems pretty
If you want it
tough.
to be skill against skill alone, that is fine. If you want it to be steel against steel, I will need to borrow my rapiers back from Garuda.
I think that will go for steel versus steel.
All right. Pietro's going to hop out of the ring. He's going to go up to Garuda and say, "Excuse me one moment, friend." And he's going to draw the rapiers from their scabbards and walk back over to the pit and hop back in.
Oh, dang. All right.
We'll make this a fight that Tempest will enjoy.
Oh, Garuda, you gotta click off the mini. You're just like streaming a mini.
Oof.
Did Garuda leave? Maybe. Oh man.
Dead.
Ruda passed out.
Yeah, be right back.
Oh, okay.
All right.
So the two orcs, or sorry, half orcs, face off. This gravel-filled pit is disgusting. Willow, it is like a fast food ball pit that has never been cleaned. It is disgusting. You are pretty sure that all alphabets of hepatitis live in this fighting pit.
Wonderful.
Yeah. As you guys kind of square off, wagers are being made. Alvis, are you still enraptured with your own image?
I mean, he'll put 5 gold on Pietro.
Okay. Let me record some of these then. All right. Any other wagers that I need to know about?
I'm gonna put 5 gold on Willow.
Hey.
All right.
Feminism.
5 on Pietro.
Jenna's gonna put 5 gold on both of them so she can say, I knew you would win.
Oh, nice. All right. So, I guess you guys are gonna fight it out. Is that the plan?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
Let's see what we got here. Hold on. The two of you should roll into initiative. Anyone that wants to cheat, you should roll into initiative as well.
Yeah, I ain't gonna win the initiative check.
I definitely regret deeply that I didn't take subtle spell.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I've seen some nutso stuff happen with subtle spell. I had a sorcerer completely encased in ice and was still able to cast spells because of subtle spell.
Oh,
It was-
right, nice.
Yeah, it was really cool.
Soul spells
So-
are nice. I had a chance to use it on my
All right,
sorcery.
looks like somebody's gonna cheat. All right, anyone else? Anyone's
cheater.
planning to cheat? Okay, if you decide to cheat, then you'll have to wait until the current round ends and then roll into initiative.
Mhm.
All right, so
Yeah, I'm not doing anything the first round.
yeah, this will be good. Oh yeah.
Oh,
This will be-
ye-
Oh yeah. Okay. So we'll play some jazzy, non-thematic Street Fighter music. Here we go.
Wonderful. Love me a bit of jazz.
Ooh,
Who doesn't like
crash.
Dudley. Dudley's the shit, man. Come on now. Anyways, yeah, you're not gonna play Cammy, you play Dudley. Okay. So Jenna, the fight starts off. They're squaring off against each other.
Probably get a closer look. My turn. Don't embarrass me, neither of you.
All right, Pietro, you're up.
All right, Pietro is going to sort of square off against Willow, give her a nod, just sort of like, okay, you want to do this? We're gonna do this.
All right.
He is going to close his eyes and just summon up all the anger and frustration he's been feeling for the past several days,
Okay.
and just his eyes going to open suddenly, flash, and he is raging, and then he is going to
Nice.
he is going to strike once, twice with his rapiers.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they fighting.
Both miss.
Oh damn.
Yeah.
All right. 13 and 18 both miss. Okay. That brings us to Will. Oh wait. Positioning not really a thing, but you can just kind of we'll just kind of shift your minis around back and forth to show that you're in the ring fighting. So Willow, you're up.
Interesting. So he's raged.
Mm.
Now I could make things spicy, but I'll play it fair.
This is very anime where you're having this internal dialogue during the fight. Yeah.
No, I don't want to start using
Should I
spells
use
on
free
him.
power or should I not? 20% power? I don't know.
No, fuck it. Slap him with primal savagery. Just kidding. No, I'll just make a long sword attack.
Okay.
Whew.
Oh my god. All right.
dice. Oh wait, I got my savage attacks. When you score a critical hit with a melee
Oh, because
weapon,
you're an orc, yeah.
yeah, I can
Sorry.
roll one of the weapons damage dice again. Okay.
Okay.
I'll roll another longsword. So yeah, it takes another barbarian though. So
what's the D10 over here for?
It's
Oh,
because
that
it's a
would be
versatile
two-handed.
weapon.
Oh, okay.
like
You have it set.
one-handed
For,
versus
you have it
two-handed.
set for both. Okay, I got you.
oh, I thought I had separate weapons set up for that. I don't know why.
Yeah. Okay, that's weird. So you
I'll take that
do
off.
8 plus another
Yeah.
6 plus 3, and then there's a critical hit. Let's see what
Oh,
happens.
yeah.
Yeah, let's see what happens on the critical hit. It could be over right now.
That
Let's see.
6 should be a 1 because it's adding the strength to it. Oh, it should be a 2. No,
Oh,
1.
Yeah, you're
It's
right.
only
You're right.
it's only the dice.
It just would have been a D8. You're right. Okay.
Oh, interesting.
Let's see. This is a slashing. Yeah. So you get him right in his nose, bloodied nose, maximum damage. So I guess you straight up punched him in the face with like the hilt of your sword. There is a loud crack, and just a spray of blood is added to the hepatitis gumball machine. Instead of taking 12 damage, he takes 3d8 maximized, which would be
Ooh.
24. And then on top of that, your strength, which is another 4. So he just took 28. But as a barbarian, he halves it down to 14. That is the kind of thing that people are paying money for. They are ecstatic when they see the blood just all over the ground.
Well, that's the end of my turn because I'm not a 5th level fighter yet.
Oh, okay.
I've only got 1 attack.
Back to you, Jenna.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Jenna's got nothing yet. She's
All right.
Okay.
Pietro.
Pietro is sort of stunned from the blow to the face and just sort of reaches up and just sort of adjusts his nose with his right wrist, looks at her, spits on the ground, and says, "Okay, so that is how it's going to be." And again, striking out with his rapiers. Since I'm already raging, I will use my bonus action for that offhand attack.
Okay, so 3 attacks here. Okay. Oh shit!
And just 2 hits to me. Nice. I like this. I like this.
But one is a critical. Oh my
Mm.
gosh. Okay. So we've got you've got damage on that. Let's see what the critical hit is. Here we go.
So I reduce 3 from both of those because of heavy armor mastery, I think.
All
Yep.
right. Maximum damage, and any enemy within range may make an opportunity attack against Willow. Well, I don't think
Oh,
there's any.
man.
Yeah, I don't think there's any enemies that want to make an opportunity attack against her. Does anybody want to hit Willow? Anybody? Going once?
I'll
Going
give
twice?
wait, I got it.
And then I also have savage attacks.
All right, so you got to add another die. You're also a D8 with also a +4, so you deal 28 points of damage with that first rapier strike.
Nice.
Sorry, not 28, 30 because of your rage damage.
Nice.
And then the second attack does 11. So 30 from the first and 11 from the second one.
And then I roll another d8, right?
No, I calculated that in.
Okay,
That's how you got to 30 damage. Yep.
Okay, cool.
Cool.
Wait, someone's getting bitch slapped?
Yeah, Jenna reached in and she bitch slapped Willow on the back of the head.
Oh,
That'll
man.
hit, but what's your damage?
it doesn't do any
It
damage.
doesn't do damage.
It won't.
It's 1
It's a
plus their
morale.
strength,
It's a
which
morale
is
thing.
-1.
Yeah, so it is
Yeah.
0.
It does
Which
hurt.
I did find out the other day because this actually came up in gameplay that you can have damage reduced to 0 in 5th edition. Yeah, so
Awesome. All right. So would my heavy armor mastery work on those 2 hits against me?
yes, yep,
Cool. So I would take what 27 and
8.
8.
8.
Yep.
Cool. So wow, that's like 5. Cool. Ooh, ow, that hurt.
Gotta love that we're using up all our crits on each other, eh?
Yeah, I know, right? We don't need those later on, do we?
I mean, this is the greatest fight that's happened in this place in a long time. Like, yeah, people are going crazy. You can actually hear the building sort of creaking under the stomping of boots. In the background, you hear honk of excitement. He doesn't know why everybody's excited, but now he's excited too. And then hearing his honk, the dog starts up with just some burrowing. And it's just, it is just a madhouse in here. All right, that brings us to Willow.
By 10%,
and
fucking hurts.
Crash, before I get hit again, I am keeping track of my damage, but I'm using that new character sheet that I rolled up.
Okay.
And it's not reflecting on the.
Yeah. This is an older miniature, so
it's fine. I didn't want anyone to think that I was.
Fair enough.
But that is how I like it. So I'm going to go up to him. I guess I'm right next to him, and I'm not going to attack him. I'm going to attempt to grapple.
Oh, okay. So give me an athletics check, and Pietro, give me an athletics check.
Let's just see how my thing works real quick.
So the OG trio, you guys remember maybe a similar fight happening here between Bloody Bjorn and a certain Dragonborn who is no longer with you, and how he got driven down into those very same stones by a series of athletics checks.
I was thinking, you guys ass whooped though.
Work on this.
Yeah. All right, yeah. So you go to grab him. He's just too angry. One raging, he has advantage on these, so he just critically, just kind of Hulkamania flexes out of your grasp. That is your action then.
No,
You have a bonus action still, and are you gonna jump in, Afra?
Well, I was going to, but
Okay.
at the next round.
Sure. All right, go ahead and roll into initiative.
Okay.
I love the music.
Oh.
This is fucking amazing, dude.
It's initiative. It's fine. You're just low.
Not gonna lie, Pietro, you've pushed me pretty fucking hard, so I think I'm going to have to try and step it up a notch, and as a bonus action, fuck it, I'll cast Shield of Faith.
Okay, Shield of Faith. So you're concentrating, but your armor class increases by 2.
Yep.
All right, so Afra, am I adding you at a 3.14? All right.
Yeah, or you could choose that 18.
Afra, what are you gonna jump in and do at a 3.14? That's enough to get into the initiative.
I'm gonna hex Pietro.
Oh!
And I'm gonna yell at Willow, try it again.
Wait, what is that? What is a hex? That's
I'm giving you disadvantage on strength.
I'm gonna counterspell.
Oh damn!
I'm gonna look at Jenna like she's betrayed the sisterhood.
Oh man!
And I'm gonna look at Afra like, let the boys have their fun.
What?
well,
close enough.
even if I'd have you said I would have disadvantage on.
Yeah, so it would balance
Well,
out to a regular.
So
check.
it'd just be
Yeah.
normal
Well,
stuff.
she's just trying to put in some work there to help out. All right. Back to the top of the round, Jenna. Your reaction refreshes. It is your turn.
Yeah, I'm just gonna like minor illusion a big screen to show the entire guard the fight.
All right.
Nice. Oh, right, I should equip that.
I dig it. All right. Anything else?
No, that's
Otherwise,
all.
it brings us to Pietro's turn.
All right, hold on.
Listen, Greta is not watching the fight. He's playing with the dog.
Okay,
Putting that
fair
up.
enough.
Not even watching it. Just playing with the doggy.
All right. So you're saying a 19 didn't hit before.
And now her armor class is up by another 2. Yeah.
Doesn't really mean much, but we'll see what happens.
Alright, so first rapier attack hit. I'm going to use a superiority die.
Okay. Smart.
And that's a D8 if I'm not mistaken, right?
Okay.
What add to the attack roll?
Yeah.
Nice.
Hold on, let me just double
Yeah, it's a
check.
D8.
I've been away from this
Yeah.
for a minute. Yeah, D8 right now. Oh, okay, yeah, that goes through.
Oh wow! All right.
Oh, yeah, definitely goes through. What's that?
So that'd be 11 damage, which you reduce by 3. So then you got to do a concentration check, which would be a Constitution save. Here's your big screen. I'll put it over at the side.
First of all, I got relentless endurance this shit because that first crit hit me pretty hard. 1v1ing a barbarian is an interesting attack. Right.
Hold on just a sec. I'll be right
Well,
back.
relentless endurance kicks in when you drop to 0.
Yeah, I was on 7 and you hit me for 8.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah. I don't mind losing. And, I mean, I'm still conscious, so I gotta make a con save. Yeah, this is the reason I took Fighter as my first.
Alright.
First option.
So, you made the Constitution save. Maintain the spell, and your relentless endurance kicks in. You are alive with 1 hit point.
Yep.
Alright.
Alright, would I be aware of what I just did to her? Like, would she react, or would she go down, pop back up again, or would she just still be standing?
It's a momentary bit of wavering and then coming back with second wind.
Okay, so
Yeah.
Pietro will be familiar with it as well. In which case, for my other action, I'm going to say, "Do you yield?"
Tempest wouldn't allow it.
Hype.
All right, in that case, I'm going to follow up with my bonus action, which is going to be another rapier attack.
Okay.
Do it. Yeah, that's the hit.
Oh, jeez. All right, these are some great rolls for Pietro.
Yeah, Pietro, he's like the best super roll this entire game.
Pietro, you want to join the bad guys? Like, I could use somebody with these skills. You know what I mean?
Completely best rolls the entire fucking game, dude.
Frequently,
When it doesn't count.
yeah. Frequently, the best rolls are the ones you make against your teammates. All right, with that, yeah, you get her with the rapier. Here's the question: seeing that she's close to death, do you run her through and then hope that magical healing will save her, or do you like non-lethal kind of like hit her upside the head sort of thing?
Yeah, it's the whole Princess Bride. I'd just as soon destroy a stained glass window as an ass such as yourself, but I have other things to do, and just whack across the head, sort of deal.
All right. Whew. There is a riotous cheer. The odds on this were essentially just to double your money. So if you did bet, you get double your money back if you were successful. So.
I was successful.
Right.
Partially.
Right before the end of the fight, Afra's gonna summon a tentacle right here and trip Jenna.
Oh
and
man!
And then whoosh it away.
Okay.
You're gonna trip Jenna? Me?
Yeah.
I mean, you don't just get to do that. I obviously don't consent to being.
All right, so
Jenna, after get inside the
You
ring.
want to get in the pit?
give me an acrobatics check, Jenna, and then Afra, go ahead and give me a spell attack roll.
Okay.
Oh man, it's gonna
Holy
have to be a doozy here.
No, I didn't make an attack for my tentacle. Hang on. What is it? It's a. I'll just roll a d20.
Well, it's whatever your spellcasting modifier is plus a d20. Yeah.
So it's charisma, so +3 to that.
+3 plus your proficiency, but yeah. So this tentacle appears, Jenna. I mean, we don't need to talk about the interesting history of Jenna the Generous, but let's just say this ain't your first time dodging a tentacle that's going after you. Yeah, so you just bring a healed boot down on the tentacle, like not today, mister, kind of thing. And the tentacle definitely has, it's weird, right? People are like, what the fuck? When this like watery tentacle bursts out of the nowhere and tries to grab you. But they've seen some weird stuff tonight, like this baiting. So
On that-
yeah.
On that note, when Alvis is getting his winnings from Kreb, he's going to literally be looking at him, and he's going to look down at his hands where the gold is placed, look up at Kreb, look at the painting, and kind of pro-offer the gold and say, I want that painting.
Well, it's yours. And he takes your 10 gold. No refunds, no returns.
Awesome. That's going to be in Alvis's cabin on the ship.
God. Why?
Does Alvis get a cabin?
All right, you see, Foul Frithoth is like, so lucky. When you get the painting.
I would spend more on it.
She's welcome to join Alvis in his cabin and appreciate the art.
She whispers to you, Alvis.
They used oil colors, so don't touch it. It's sticky.
Oh God.
He'll like.
And
He'll
you
nod
see that,
like.
you see that your wangarang is slightly smudged now, by the way. So. All right.
Oh man! Thank God it's not really a mirror.
You can go to
Good thing it's not like a Dorian Gray situation, right? Oh my
Oh,
god.
right.
yeah.
Yeah. You look down, it's just sort of bent now, like at a weird angle. So.
Eventually, Primer will fix that for you.
So.
Oh. Woohoo.
Anything else? Oh, hey, what's up, dude?
I'm running a game. Oh, thank you. It's beautiful.
Are you guys gonna, Jenna? After you guys get into the ring?
I mean, Alvis.
Ancestral Guardians
No,
were
I
coming
mean,
to call.
Avra's looking completely innocent. Like, where on earth did that tentacle come from? That is so
Dennis straight
weird.
up looked at you and was like, "Would you like to get down?"
I'm like, I'm doing that, like, looking behind me. Like, who is she talking to?
You hear a voice, probably Krebshanker, trying to disguise his voice as somebody else, say, "Do I smell a battle of the babes?" And then you hear, "Battle of the babes, battle of the babes," start building up more and more momentum
No.
through the chamber.
No. I'm good.
Okay. There's a disappointment. Meh. But then, as if to placate them, Amy Zindo jumps into the ring, and Falfrithoff, and they fight it out. Mathematically, Amy has no chance against Falfrithoff, who has an actual hook hand that she uses to murder people. So, yeah. So even if it's unarmed combat, it isn't going to go too well. Plus, Amy just a basic bitch pirate. She got 11 hit points. Yeah. So I will roll though, and if it is a 1, somehow Amy won this thing. No. So Falfrithoff takes her out, no problem. All right. Any other things before we get you guys some sleep and get you onto your ship?
That's it.
All right.
Pietro,
Jenna would
out
go
of
tip half.
out of a sense of good sportsmanship, will get Willow out of the ring and will ask for Jenna's help to get her to bed.
Thank you.
Yeah,
She can wait.
Jenna
Absolutely
just
not much.
Mhm.
No, hold on.
Jenna, Jess.
looks at this guy, remembering his name and stating it.
Uh-huh.
Please help Petro out. Help
Sure.
Will get to bed.
Easy Jaffers will assist, and yeah. So the knight kind of stumbles and tumbles along. All right, you get sleep. You wake up. It is time to head to your ship. You get your last minute marketplace things taken care of, and you're gonna head out into the wild blue yonder, I guess. All right.
He's blue.
Let me load up your ship.
On the ocean we go.
Jenna would have also found Afra throughout the night and apologized for her. counterspelling her.
Okay.
I'll be honest, I was partway tempted to like pick up the nearest person and throw it at one of you, but I decided not to in the end.
I think that happened on Friday. Somebody
nice.
threw a kobold and actually killed somebody.
Nice.
Yeah.
Carry this, you fucking casual.
All right, so the storm chaser. There we go.
Does it chase storms?
Oh, it looks like everybody's drowning. That sucks.
Man,
It
imagine
does.
imagine
Yeah.
rain.
Well, that's fine because now at the beginning of every day, Jenna lines up the crew and casts water breathing on everybody.
Oh man. So you hand out their hardtack and water ration for the day, along with a water breathing ritual.
Yep.
Okay. Works for me. Let's see. We need a fresh Pietro, because.
And a fresh Afra, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no one's gonna talk about the Afro summon a fucking tentacle.
I
no one's
mean,
gonna mention
you
that at
guys
all.
can
like-
Totally talk about it.
That wasn't
This is-
Afra. What are you talking about?
I assume it's normal. I was unconscious when it happened too, so
Oh, I gotta link you to your miniature. Okay, hold on.
I do have a very funny idea though. But
Go ahead. Well, what is it?
oh no.
Oh, okay.
I can't use it yet. I must wait until I have more information.
All right, this should work. Any improvements to vision that I should know about, Afra? Or are you still just a human?
I'm still just a human.
All right.
Fucking normies.
There we go. Okay.
Like a good human.
All right. So I guess we could put everybody in their various places on the boat as you see fit, etc., etc.
Are there any lingering effects from doing drugs last night?
That is a good question.
Oh yeah, what's happening to Alvis?
Give me a Constitution save, Garuda.
Oh, no. I was surprised he's like OD'd on him.
Yeah. You're all right.
Yeah, I handle my drugs pretty well.
Yeah. You don't feel any sort of addiction setting in. You don't feel, you feel normal. So
Do you handle your drugs
Dodged
well?
a
Because
bullet,
you were
all
arguing
that.
with the city.
all right. So same thing for Alvis. Give me a Constitution save real quick.
You bet.
Okay. Yeah. You had caught a bit of a virus, a bit of a cold from one of your ladies of the night. But your natural and unnatural biological functions have protected you from it. Yeah.
Excellent.
So
And Pietro would have gotten the kerchief rapier back from all of
okay.
us
Fair enough.
as we were leaving.
So I have a question, not to be so focused on this painting, but where on the ship are you hanging this painting? Out of morbid curiosity. Also, ships are so crowded. That's the thing. Like my father was in the Navy, so I've seen conditions of like how crowded it is on a ship and everything, and but this isn't even like the modern Navy. This is like old timey, like really cramped stuff. Like this campaign and Skull and Shackles have definitely made me appreciate how cramped it is on a ship, because you still need a big ass crew to run a ship. You can't just Sea of Thieves have 4 people run a freaking galleon. You know what I mean? It's yeah. So it's just wild to think how crowded the conditions are.
Yeah, on these ships, crazy because they're not even in their own racks. They're in
hammock or some shit.
Yeah, bunk bed style hammocks.
Yeah.
Down here, everybody somehow sleeps in this one freaking room because there's just it's crazy. And then everybody poops in this this one little closet. It's so horrible. Okay. Anyways.
Okay, so looking at this map here, wasn't this the wizard's room?
Yeah, did you guys ever divvy up the ship? Like this would be a good
I don't
thing
think
to
we
come
did.
We
in.
never really did.
All right,
I think Alvis
Let me get my
down
label
here.
maker out. Hold on. Let me
Mhm.
get my label maker.
All right.
Alvis, does this look like a good home for you?
No, not at all. This looks like an excellent home for Elvis.
Yo, good luck finding effort for that home.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Or share it.
I'll share it with Afra.
Hold on a
Everybody-
second, guys.
Mutual?
I've got a 70-pound dog that wants to hug me.
Oh right, that's what those sounds were.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Whatever gets you through the game. I mean, all that talk about the painting, I could understand. So.
Where are these rooms over here, Crash?
Yeah. So originally, this room right here was guest quarters. So this is where the lizard folk diplomats were staying, and then basically when the lizard folk weren't there, Bjorn explains that is where mercenaries. So if they hired on extra mercenaries, or they had passengers that had paid for passage, that kind of thing. That is the guest room.
And these back here are like the same. Or...
Yeah, this is storage and supplies.
Oh yeah.
So this is food stores, the one to the south of the map, and this is repairs like tar and extra lumber, nails, tools, all that kind of stuff.
What's this room?
That was the first main?
Yes. So this room down here, this was Bloody Bjorn's room.
So who's our first mate? Isn't that Afra?
Yeah.
Do you want to swap? I can take this room if you want the fancy one with the bed.
And then this was Foul Frithof's room. Right here.
Yeah, but wouldn't Alvis just sort of move in with Foul Frithov?
I mean, she's okay with it.
No, I'm
Oh,
taking her
done.
room. Her room is mine.
Done.
Oh, she doesn't have a room anymore. That's my room.
What, this is Garuda's room?
That's Garuda's room now.
Oh, okay.
Garuda, I'm gonna be honest. You're like the master gunner. You're kind of like
Do I not get a room?
career level.
I don't get a
I
room.
mean,
You can sleep in the crow's
look at
nest.
this nice room.
It's called a nest.
I don't. You guys are giving a per person a room. Okay, I see how it is now.
No, I'm just saying, like, dude, you were in the Navy. Like, GM2, he's sleeping with the boys. Like, I'm just saying.
Okay, I see how it is. It's fine.
I mean, Alvis, put Garuda out, but I mean, I have an opportunity to share a bed with Foul Frithov. It's just Alvis is gonna take advantage of that. Yeah, I mean, that's just a thing. But I mean, think about it though. If Afra is gonna take over the wizard's room,
Yeah.
fancy giant one over there, and this room's open for somebody.
Okay,
Fuck,
so
I'll
this
take it.
In this.
Anyways,
this big ass
painting's gonna go here.
So south of Jenna's captain's cabin, that's gonna be Afra's room.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay. So where we go?
The nepotism is real.
All right. All
I
right.
mean, it's more just like it was the wizard's realm, but I'm the wizard and the.
I mean,
So
you're the
if
cat.
anything,
You're the captain. You
just
were.
tear down this wall, and I'll take both rooms.
Wow.
That sounds like a bad idea.
Okay. So, am I to understand that Foul Frithov and Alvis are going to share a room?
Yes, this one here. And the painting is gonna go up against this wall here.
All right.
God.
It's a glorious way to meet every morning.
Jesus.
All right. Got it.
I seriously.
What
like,
about
almost-
what about this lovely
I'll
room right
take
here?
it.
Now,
Swipe
keep in
that.
mind, you could have people double up in rooms, like
If anyone
yeah.
wants to double up, I'm not really gonna say yay or nay. It's-
Apparently, I gotta
I don't-
sleep with the crew.
I don't
not
want
allowed
it
to
to sound
room.
like segregation, but do the two half orcs want to share this room?
Wow.
Like-
Pietro will not.
Oh,
Pietro
okay.
I guess he'll sleep with the crew, but he's not gonna sleep in one of the hammocks. He has a thing about hard surfaces against his back, so he'll basically tuck up in a corner every night.
Okay. So then, yeah, Willow, if you want this room, it sounds like nobody in the whole world wants this room.
Well, Willow and Garuda could share. They could be roommates.
Yeah, how about that? Do you guys want to be roommates?
Yeah, I guess.
Sure, why not? Just
Okay.
don't be taking any drugs in it.
I mean, Garuda, if you want, we could trip up here.
No, that's fine. That's fine.
I mean, yeah, you could break the wall down here, and all four of you could have a big room together. You could even destroy these secret compartments that have a bigger room.
How much weight can these hammocks take?
I mean, I don't know, 250 pounds.
Okay, we're good then.
Yeah.
Make sure I don't wear my armor and it all just break.
As Garuda moves in with Willow, he starts taking out everything out of his fanny pack of holding, every weapon he has, and starts preparing. He starts tinkering with it.
Okay, let me make adjustment here. Hold on.
This could totally be a weapons closet.
That's a good idea.
That's what it's going to be.
Right. Especially since if you got surprise inspected, you would want to have all of your firearms and related equipment someplace secret. Yeah.
Yep.
And no one's getting past this 21 fucking passive perception, baby.
All right. So, anything else that I need to know about? What about this guest room? You gonna leave it a guest room, or are you gonna let the former officers have the room? Or?
Yeah, they can share that.
Okay.
Bloody Bjorn, they could have that room.
Okay.
And I mean, you don't need to label it or anything, but Oceanus's hammock is empty pretty much every night.
I got you. So we'll call these NPC officers, for lack of a better term. Okay.
I can't believe that Jenna was going to try and put Elvis in the bilge.
It was a joke.
I mean, Skull and Shackles, they put a dude in the bilge. So,
Did they actually?
Yeah.
That's disgusting.
We can put Willie in the bilge.
That is also disgusting. This is David Saget, not Pietro.
All right, what else do we got? Any other labeling, or are we good? It's looking pretty slick.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I
this
like
is
it.
the
I like
kitchen, obviously, over here. Let's see. What do they call a kitchen on a ship?
Galley.
Galley. So Garuda, as a aviation creature, I don't know if calling you a bird is a bad thing. I'm guessing
what you're looking for is avian. You're all
avian. Yes. I'm assuming you dislike the rain.
I very too much hate water.
Okay, so did we determine that Garuda's the one steering the ship? Did we get somebody else to steer so Garuda can be up in the
Garuda's the
crow's
pilot last week discussed.
Oh, does that mean that Sly Webb is reinstated as lookout?
Unfortunately.
I mean, Willow could be lookout.
Oh, true. Yeah.
Yeah, we kind of want to keep Sly away from. Still some
I mean,
unresolved
I think
animosity.
they could both work together up there. Two people working together, helping each other.
Double lookouts. Got it. Okay.
Yeah, but
Look-
let's not forget that Sly wants to fucking murder Garuda.
I mean, you know,
Interesting. Remember what I
maybe.
said about throwing someone at another person? I just changed that to just fucking throwing someone off the ship like a javelin, but you know.
as long as they hit the water, they should be fine.
Yeah.
You know.
So Alvis is positioned up at the crow's nest, primarily to take advantage of his storm guide ability to make sure that wind is always in our sails, so long as
Okay.
wind is blowing. The reason I was asking Garuda about the rain is that there's another benefit that Alvis has, which is that he can prevent rain from falling on him within a 20-foot radius. So anyone in the crow's nest is always dry.
Oh,
Oh,
nice.
Alice, I think I love you.
Dry nest.
So yeah, like during heavy storms,
Uh-huh.
Alvis will actually come down and sit like stand next to Garuda at the helm
Mm-hmm.
to keep him dry. But when there's like not rain, he'll be up in the crow's nest.
That's adorable.
Okay.
I'm a thoughtful person.
Mm-hmm.
Someone
Actually,
just
he
became
is.
Gruda's best friend.
It's nice.
All right. So I think.
We got another jolly boat too, so I think you could remove the X.
Oh yeah. Bloop. Bloop. All right. I think we're good to go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And Pietro will help the crew man the ballistas, since he is proficient with martial weapons.
Did we get the Priestess of Loviatar?
I don't think we did. I feel like that was something we
said it
couldn't
was
have
gonna
gotten
Be there
like
when you
on 12-hour notice.
when/if you got back.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Guys, why you gotta add that, dude? You just can't be.
All right.
optimistic,
So
dude.
That'll be fine.
you guys,
if we get back.
the wind is very strong today, but unfortunately, the wind is going the opposite direction of where you wanted to go, which is
No, it's not.
No. Oh, okay. What's going on? Post it up.
If it is windy, I can use a bonus reaction each round to choose the direction it blows in a 100-foot radius sphere centered on me.
Hype.
So the wind will blow in that direction until the end of my next turn. So I will continually be essentially meditating in the crow's nest to direct the wind into our sails.
That's hype as hell. Okay. Let me change the wind.
Imagine being like
Go.
restrained by the forces of nature and just be like, nah.
All right, and then you got a southward current. Okay, cool. So yeah, you guys have your first day of sailing out on the open seas. Since this is your first time taking the ship out into the deep ocean, we will celebrate with some iconic "I'm sailing my boat on the open ocean" music. Here we go. Yeah. All right.
Kind of sad it wasn't the pirate route. Gotta admit.
Oh. All right. So you guys are out and about on the wild blue yonder that is the seas. The day is clear, windy, but the wind is magically in your favor. Yeah. Let's see. Anything else of interest going on? 70 degrees. Only a few clouds. Absolutely gorgeous day. Role play. Oh. Yeah. Sorry. Hold on. Accessibility is important. Hold on.
No, it's fine. I just wanted to, if I know the things, I can convert it myself. It's fine.
Are you sure? Because I provide that service if you need it. So.
Oh, that's pretty mild. 21
Okay.
degrees.
Yeah. I'm so sorry. We'll catch up with the rest of the world eventually, or we'll destroy ourselves. I don't know.
I'm just thrilled that I'm no longer the conversions every time you do it.
We've accepted the fact that you'll never convert to metric.
I wish we would.
really should.
Honest to God, like
I don't understand how the
a
the
measurement
one country
system
that rebelled against them
like a measurement system that's set up in
clings to
10s?
Imperial.
Why would you not use it? Why would you use 12s? Like what
Can
the
we
hell?
stop talking this blasphemy?
Okay.
Inches and feet are king.
All right. So, yes. So it's 70 degrees Fahrenheit, 21 degrees Celsius as you guys set sail on your first day at sea. Sweet. All right. Let's see if anything interesting happens on your first day at sea.
Crash, I am
It
gonna
doesn't. Turns out that sailing a ship is really boring. The whole day goes by and nothing bad happens to you. At your discretion, something could happen, but the world itself has nothing in store for you.
Yeah, just at the beginning of every day, I'm gonna cast depth warning on the ship, so it'll alert me if anything's within 100 feet beneath it.
Oh, smart.
It's only good for 8 hours, though.
I mean, we
That's-
sleep for 8 hours. I mean, I can cast it 3 times a day.
Okay.
All right.
I love the music. The music
And
is
I'm
awesome.
also gonna, like, get, like, a hatchet or something, and I'm just gonna, like, get a splinter of the ship. Like, just take a piece out of the hole and
Okay.
hold onto it. In
Cool,
case I ever
cool.
need it. And then I'm just gonna be in my room scrubbing my spells.
All right. Oceanus is there to help you, quote unquote, scribe those spells.
Takes Jenna
Girl.
forever to get her spells in her book. I don't understand why.
Yeah. And apparently it involves like a lot of like tantric chanting. Yeah, just a lot of like moaning and like screaming. Like it's really weird.
It's bizarre.
Yeah. So anyone else up to
Honestly,
any
I really think Jenna's the kind of bitch that's like really unimpressed, like not making a lot of noise, and afterwards like, that's alright.
Wow. So Oceanus looks physically drained and emotionally crushed almost all the time that you see him lately. So
Dude is
He
But,
trying.
tried. So
honestly
hard.
though, if I'm being honest, I feel like he's enough of a Chad that he thinks every time he makes love to someone, it's the greatest lovemaking session of all time. So I think in a
This
way
must
his
just be how human women
yeah.
reciprocate.
Yeah, so I don't think you could shake this man's confidence. So yeah, he thinks he's doing a great job. He's got a man bun and he has a beard. So like, as far as elves go, he's already like way out there. All right, fair enough. Anyone else have any other activities that they do on the ship? Otherwise, life just kind of continues.
The guy being bad at sex.
I think it's very crass to claim that foul for thought is an activity,
Uh huh.
but
I follow you.
yeah.
Oh yeah. That's fine.
I go ammunition and silver. And
Oh, you're gonna coat some ammunition silver. Okay, I believe it's 100 gold worth of silver
yeah, I got.
for every 10 ammos. Yeah.
We said
20
20.
ammos?
20.
20. Okay, yeah. Because they're
Yeah.
bullets. Because they're super small.
Like
Got
you
it.
Didn't
get-
you already pay for the silver? You bought a bunch of.
Yeah, I got
silver.
200
Yeah.
I got 200
So
gold
you're
worth of
just
silver.
going
Yeah.
through the process of doing it, right?
yep,
Does
yep.
anyone else have essentially downtime activity that they're going to do today?
I put aside some gold and all that to scribe
Scrolls.
some.
right?
I scribed. How many did I do? I was gonna do 4 cure wound scrolls. Yeah,
Okay.
that's like 25 gold a day.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm doing with my time, and gold's already put aside, so I'm good.
Okay. The sun sets, the moon rises, the night crew takes over. You don't generally sail as much at night as you do during the day. I mean, you do maintain a full crew, so you could kind of keep like a constant pace going. But it's not it's not as aggressive a pace during the day because eventually I would say like 8 hours of controlling the wind, you're gonna be done skis for the day. Like to go beyond that, you would be risking exhaustion kind of thing. Of like steady controlling the ship. What happened here?
Look in chat.
Wow.
Look at Roll20 chat.
Alvis learned Skywrite. He's testing it out.
Okay. I mean, technically 8 equals D is one word. So, and it doesn't specify a character length. So you could probably just trail that all the way from Saltmarsh to your current location.
Don't let this man learn the sending spell.
Yeah, we're gonna have to go off of like old school Twitter rules, so there is definitely gonna be a character count limit on this spell. Otherwise, the 8 equals D dick could essentially be used to breadcrumbs your way across all of the ocean. So,
That's actually not a bad idea.
all right, for 1 hour, you just trail the longest word you can think of through the skies. All right. So, anywho, the next day, the weather is much more cloudy, and the wind is non-existent. It would normally be a southeasterly wind, but the speed definitely dies down. Only like 1 to 3 miles per hour, or some numbers in kilometers per hour.
Question: where's a Lucky Draw and his ship at?
They are within sight of your ship.
Okay.
Yeah. So they are. Yeah, you can easily see each other without the need of like spy glasses. They maintain an equal distance to your ship.
They don't have like a magic wind changer.
They do have a ship. They have a ship wizard, which is not as efficient as a level 6 storm sorcerer. So yeah, their ship wizard is probably well spent trying to keep pace with you guys. And there is a point where you would probably need to slow your roll to allow them to catch up. Yeah.
Catch up, Buster.
All right. Other than that, temperature drops a bit the next day as well, as you were kind of further out. So now it's like 65 today, 18 degrees Celsius, give or take. Nothing crazy going on with the weather. Let me see if anything crazy happens out at sea. Nothing happens. Another day of just endless ocean all around you.
Sailing.
Crash, quick question. Would everyone take their meals like in the common area down below?
So the common practice of old-timey ship is, especially, and then I'll give it a fancy spin, and a ship that doesn't have a druid on it, is every morning you're given your water ration and your hardtack ration. Hardtack being like a really nasty dried up biscuit that's basically like vitamins and flour, like made into like a disc of dried dough. You can use your water to kind of gummy it up a little bit, so it's a little bit easier to eat.
And it may or may not have maggots in it.
Yeah, you can, protein. You can just put it in your mouth, let it melt in your mouth, and eat it that way. Or if you hate your teeth, you could just crunch it up and eat it that way. But hardtack is gross, but it is basically like the iron rations of the sea, essentially. A ship with druid, more than likely, they just have the druid cast an assload of good berries. Give everybody good berry. Boom, super efficient. We don't have to worry about food for the whole day. Because why not invent a spell that completely trivializes like all survival stuff for D&D? At night, there's the only meal of the day is dinner. Like the only formal meal of the day is dinner. They have a big dinner, and everyone receives traditionally, I don't know how your ship is doing it, but traditionally everyone receives their rum ration, which is essentially 8 ounces of rum, like a cup of rum. And then they get to have food. Once everyone has had one serving of food, people can have additional servings until there are none left, because they don't really have a way to keep leftovers too well. But any leftovers are immediately used in the next day's meal. So it kind of inspires people to not leave any leftovers. That way they're not having to eat the same crap over and over and over again. Generally, you eat better at the beginning of a journey and worse at the end of a journey, because you go through your perishable stuff first and then move on to the other stuff. A lot of times it's going to be some variation of salad or soup or stew, or like chili. Like you're going to be kind of in that wheelhouse. Anybody that can catch fish during the day, which is hard if the ships are moving at a pretty good pace, but anybody that can catch fish, that's appreciated. They add that to the available fresh stuff. Some ships will even keep livestock on the ship so that they can have fresh slaughtered meat during the journey. Your ship does not have any of that, but it is something that you could do. You could keep like pigs and chickens and stuff on the ship. So yeah, every night there is sort of a ringing of the bell, gathering everybody. Captain says, y'all did good today, or Captain says, some of you did good today. Those of you who did bad today, it's spanking time. And then you hand out punishments, because again, life on a pirate ship or a medieval fantasy ship, like you've got to maintain order and standards. I don't know what your guys' disciplinary stuff is. Like Sigma would straight up whip these people, like cat o' nine tails. She'd spit poison in their face, and then if people really screwed up, she would keel haul them, which, unless you're a very high level character, would kill you. Keel hauling, if you did not know, is where they put ropes around your ankles and ropes around your wrist. The rope is beforehand is wrapped all the way around the ship, like so. And then they basically cheese grate you underwater along the body, like the hull of the ship, which is of course covered with barnacles, which the barnacles are very sharp. So they basically underwater drown / cheese grate you till you die. That's a keel hauling. Yeah, so anybody that's heard, you probably heard the phrase keel hauling, but like that's what a keel hauling is. A keel, a keel hauling is straight up cheese grating them against the barnacle covered hull of the ship until they're dead. Now, it's also a test of how fucking strong are you, because if you could survive a keel hauling, they're like, damn, and you get to keep living your life, and your punishment is considered served. Now, from what you understand, according to Toothpick Tate, only the worst offenses, stealing from an officer or attacking and killing another crew member, or any kind of attack towards an officer, those were all things that would garner a keel hauling. Other than that, she would do the cat o' nine tails or the poison spray if they needed discipline. Gentle discipline, they would take the knotted rope and beat you with the knotted rope. So that's how they handle punishment. So I guess this is a good question. How do you maintain order on your ship, Jenna the Generous?
Yeah, Jenna just frostbites people that are fucking up, and she'll freeze them up. And if they withstand the freezing, then she'll light them ablaze.
Okay, keep in mind that magical damage, that would have killed somebody for keeps. Magical damage magical damage can't be non-lethal. So that would totally have immolated one of your crew and killed them outright.
That was the warning shot she used to intimidate everybody.
Okay, so you explained to everyone as you kill someone's parrot with 18 points of damage, and then everyone eats it for dinner. That's what you do. So what level of strictness do you have? You screw up at your duties and you get punished, or do you have to actually really screw up bad? Because depending on how disciplined your ship is, some people, they'll have like the quarter or the first mate will go by and see that like you were in charge of like scrubbing the deck and the deck isn't scrubbed. You were in charge of like pumping the bilge and the bilge is still like filthy and flooded. Those people would basically get punishments before dinner time.
Yeah, like those people, like they'll just like have less rations and like less food to eat, so they'll starve a little bit.
Okay, so they're given half rations
bread and water.
Half rations, and no one's allowed to give them any extra rations. That's how you're gonna punish people.
Yep, and they gotta wear a bucket on their head.
And they have to wear a bucket on their head. Okay.
The shame bucket.
Okay, fair enough. All right. So
and if they in the final offense, they have to sit in a room with Alvis for several hours. While he tells them the story of his life.
You strap him into a chair in front of the painting.
Wait, why are we rewarding them for bad work?
So the pirates aren't used to this level of psychological torture. So it does take a couple of times of people screwing up and having to stare at the Alvis picture while he tells them his life story before they realize that keel hauling ain't so bad. And everyone except like Fal Frithoff really starts to get like good behavior. Fal Frithoff views it as like being sent to like detention with the teacher you're sleeping with. You know what I'm saying? Like, so she's just like, it's down. Okay, cool. Just trying to get a sense RP wise of how your ship is managed.
I mean, you've got a half orc mercenary you could call on. Smack people around. I mean, if we're doing psychological damage,
You're welcome to do that as well.
Yeah, so the knotted rope historically, the best example of this. Did you see the one James Bond movie where they strap him naked to a chair and they just beat him with a knotted rope? Yeah, like historically, that actually was a pretty good way of doing it because it very rarely killed somebody, right? But it hurt like a motherfucker. And so it is non-lethal. But every time you hit him, it would be 1 damage plus your strength modifier of non-lethal damage. Which for a person with 11 hit points, which is most of the pirates, a dude with 18 strength hitting you with a knotted rope is more than enough of a reminder that you should probably do a better job tomorrow.
Probably.
Yeah. For the tougher people you know that could take it, I would say that like the frostbite's probably a pretty intense punishment, like on par with the poison spray thing from.
You use a plated gauntlet.
Oh yeah.
Back cancel one.
Oh, for sure, yeah. And it sounds brutal, but honestly, these people, most of them are criminals or pirates or both. And yeah, they need a firm hand, or they will act up. This is something they know about their own personalities: is that they need a strong, intimidating leader, or they will start screwing up. So, and some people are like that. Some people just need that discipline to function. All right, third day comes. It is heavy rain, steady rain, gray, slightly overcast, gentle breeze, but still working against you to the east. Not a problem for you guys. Alvis, this is just great. Like, you know, like you control how much rain you get, you control the wind. You don't see the problem. At risk of colliding the two ships, luck of the draw does eventually kind of send like a jolly boat over at a point where you guys are sort of coasting slowly to ask you, like, what's the deal? Like, what kind of ship wizard do you have that you're able to like maintain your wind speed like this all day? Like he does need to know like what the fuck's going on with that.
Chad's sorry.
It's the it's the glory blessing of AHV Fanion.
All right, he narrows his green eyes and he's like, "So you have some kind of magic then?"
The goddess grants me blessings. Yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're gonna need to slow your roll. I've also marked you as the first person I'm gonna need to kill if you guys try to betray us, because we can't have some guy that can fuck with the weather that well against us. So you've marked yourself for death there, Storm Chaser.
Okay, I'll Pietro hearing this is gonna sort of step up between Alvis and, was this a wizard or was this?
Oh no, this is luck of the draw, straight up. Yeah.
All right, he's gonna step up between Alvis and luck of the draw, and give him a very fuck you look.
Hey, look.
Cross his arms and say, "Many people have tried to kill Alvis. None have succeeded, and I am the reason why. Fuck off back to your own ship."
Listen. You're not gonna find someone as professional as me anywhere you go, right? Other people would be like marking him for death and not letting him know about it.
God, I hate
Your
you looking at
courtesy
draw.
is appreciated. Get off the ship.
Listen, you guys don't have all the coordinates. If you sail too far out of view, we're gonna lose you. You know?
Nature, we must work together with this man. We are here on the same
Avarice-
mission. Let us stop
Avarice
picking
gonna-
fights.
Come up and walk away with them and say, "It's helpful when they tell us who they would like to kill. You don't need to stop them from doing that. I like it."
All right, so luck of the draw. He kind of nods to you guys and he says,
We're keeping a good pace. But this rain is going to slow things down a bit. We just need to be on the lookout because the rain will sometimes bring things up from the depths, if you know what I mean.
Oh boy.
You want to be a little bit more specific there, oh cat buddy, oh pal,
You
friend of
know,
mine?
sea monsters.
So I love how like this cat's getting rained on right now. Alvis and Garuda are perfectly dry while we're talking him.
Yep.
So just be wary. That's all. All right, I'm out.
Thank you for the heads up. We'll keep our eyes up.
All right.
Yes, I'll keep my eyes wide open.
Oh, yeah, here.
He gives you, Jenna, a piece of wood, and he says,
This should help you if we get separated.
Thank you.
All right. So he heads back to his ship with his tufts that came with him. All right, you guys. Good news. Even with the rain, no sea serpents come up and attack you. You continue on your merry way, and you are making fantastic pace. Other than the already proclaimed activities, does anybody do anything else, or we move on to the next day?
At some point, Pietro might have approached Willow,
Okay.
probably during the dinner, and wanted to discuss their lives. Sort of like, again, Pietro hasn't had too many interactions with other half-orcs. She's a half-orc. She's got a weird accent, and just sort of curiosity, wanting to know more about a crew member that is very much like himself.
Sure.
Okay.
Go for it.
Willow, I hope you do not have any hard feelings about the fight back at
Oh, no.
back at the net.
No. I'll be perfectly honest with you. Sometimes it's good to get your ass beat. I don't really mind.
Ah,
Quite
I see.
right. And, I mean, I broke your nose. Well, accident went weird.
Well, I've had worse things done to me than a broken nose, but your apology is accepted.
That's right.
How is it that you came to be in Saltmarsh in this area? I'm curious.
Well, I've got around quite a bit.
That's what she said.
Sure. I spent quite a bit of time working with the Zentarum. And quite a bit of good coin with that, and in the end decided that it wasn't really my calling. So just kind of off I went, I guess. Chose a direction and left. Ended up in Saltmarsh, ended up with the lizardfolk, and yeah, was a mercenary for them for a bit. I'll be perfectly honest with you, really glad I got out. They're a bit weird, my standards.
And quite cannibalistic in their attitudes. I'm not one to talk because of clearly my shipmates have partaken, but that is something that I find abhorrent.
Yeah, I've watched you all eat a tiefling, and
I did not eat the tiefling.
oh, let me clarify. I've watched like a few of you eat tiefling, and whatever the fuck that big thing was. I don't really know what that was.
It was a Sahaugen.
Oh, they look like that when they like get fat.
Well, that one was fat. She was a priestess that was a member of the raiding party that we came across in the Underdark.
I thought it was like some kind of like aberration.
Yes, the Sahaugen are quite abhorrent, quite disgusting.
Yeah.
But before you chose your life of mercenary work, it is a role we are unfortunately well suited to. How were you growing up? I myself did not have the best childhood. My father was a bard who abandoned me on the streets. You have a good childhood, or was it shitty?
Well, it depends on what you call shitty and good. Grew up in a temple. Obviously, I'm a devout worshipper of Tempus, one of his battle priests, and that's kind of been my whole life.
That is strange. You never knew your parents.
No, not really.
Hmm.
Oh, Pietro big. I big. So, what was it like growing up as an orphan then, I guess?
Yes, I grew up on the streets for the most part. My father abandoned me to an orphanage, and I left. It was a miserable existence, beating, starvation. Better off trying to find your own way on the streets. Yeah, I was very fortunate. At one point, I pickpocketed a great man, and he took pity on me instead of suffering me a beating. He brought me into his household, took me in as his own, and I learned much from him to fight, how to survive. I will forever be in his debt.
Is this old man of yours still kicking, or?
Last I knew, Francisco de la Vega was a great fighter, a great warrior from where I come from. And he had retired and was trying to give back, I suppose. And I am, again, forever appreciative of my adopted father, but being a half-orc, there's much prejudice one encounters. There's much hate. And I do my best to put, how you say, your best foot forward in most situations.
That's always how you should do it. I'll be honest with you. I don't. We've had we're polar opposites, Zevigo, in that regard. Either I didn't notice it, or maybe it was just the people I spent most of my time around. The temple, they were very straightforward. What mattered most was your capabilities in battle. The Zentarum, everyone is family. And the lizardfolk, well, they're weird, but I think they're pretty good. And if you get the odd person that wants to talk shit, then you just kick the shit out of them. But you should be proud of your heritage.
It is something I deal with constantly. My father was not a good man. My birth father and my mother, I did not know her. She took one look at me and did not wish to raise me, I think.
Ugh.
But a bard as a father is no kind of upbringing. So it is perhaps best that I was dropped off at the orphanage. But still, there are days where I wonder: is it how you were born, or is it what you make of yourself?
I believe that the circumstances of your birth should not define who you are as a person. You seem to have made it out on top. From my perspective, better off without your parents, considering the fact you have a perfectly good foster father.
What you say is true, but again, being a half-orc in this world is not the thing. That being said, apart from a friendly bout, I do not feel that we should be at odds with one another. We should be allies moving forward.
Sure. Listen, from this point onward, there's another half-orc around, so, if there's any hatred sent your way, well, I'll be nearby.
I appreciate it.
I'll give him a clap him on the shoulder.
You sail out of the rain through the night, and you spend the entire next day racing towards these coordinates that you were given, this direction. Yet again, RNG sees fit for this to be a relatively uneventful voyage, which is honestly very nice. There aren't a lot of good random encounters in Fantasy Ocean. You travel through the day and into the night, and as night begins to fall, that heavy overcast sky returns, that strong rainfall continues to pick back up, and you see it off on the horizon, the ship that you have been sent to salvage. There it is.
Oh God.
That's fun.
I lost it. Can I get that one up again?
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah, it
No, I don't want to say it again.
it is yeah. Anyone
That
who knows
wonderfully
about
spooky.
ships, you're not sure how it is still afloat. It is so badly damaged.
Oh, he is scared.
Is it safe to assume some kind of magic is at play?
You also see from a distance your excellent lookouts, even though it is nighttime. You do see that it is moldy. There are patches of lichen and fungus growing all over the ship. And in the tattered remains of the sails, you see sort of the stringy filaments of fungal-like materials kind of hanging down. You also see, disturbingly, that the figurehead of this ship is a giant skeleton that is shackled to the front of the ship.
Nice.
Fun.
Yeah.
Is it writhing around?
No.
Or
the skeleton-
animated?
Yeah, the skeleton is not moving. But it is also kind of overgrown a bit with some mushrooms as well. It is at this point that you are signaled by the other ship, and basically, luck of the draw discusses with you what has already been previously discussed.
All right, so there it is. We have reason to believe that we don't have much time. So we're going to go ahead and do this thing tonight. Based on what I can tell, this is, for lack of a better explanation, this is the kind of thing you're going to want to send a small elite team of people to do. You bring some of these nubs with you, and they're just going to start firing off their guns and waking up whatever might be nearby. This is a mission of delicacy. Any boom booms, any blasties, any big shits, that ship is going to go down. It's going to go down pretty fast. So, choose your best, brightest, or your most expendable, and send them on over. We're going to keep an active patrol. We're going to sail circles around the perimeter. Make sure that nobody's sneaking up on us. Again, that's why you're getting paid the big bucks. You want to trade off with me? I don't mind. 10G sounds pretty good.
Did you say I can't shoot?
He's just suggesting we be quiet. And, like, aim carefully.
It's also saying that any collateral damage could sink the ship.
Yeah.
So not to be too
no
blunt.
Fireballs.
Shatter, fireball, lightning bolt, thunder wave, thunder step. If it has thunder in the name, you probably shouldn't use it. Is the gist that you get from the conversation.
Okay. No.
What about bludgeoning weapon?
He is throwing you a bone here. He's willing to take that 10G off your hands. If you guys are happy with the 2G, you could just you could do perimeters in the ship and keep watch, and he and his team will go in and get the treasures.
I don't think Jenna's gonna let that happen.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
Look
I'm not insisting in any way. I just wanted as another on an endless parade of professional courtesies that I provide. I was merely making the offer.
we
Because I'm
appreciate
just that kind of guy.
Yes. You've been quite all right.
All right. If you don't have any other questions for me, we're going to set sail. We'll be in touch. Ship Wizard has familiar. We also have access to what is it? Message spell, but we have to be pretty close for that one. You know what? Just in case. And you can see he has many earrings. He takes one off and he hands it to Jenna, and he's like, "You're familiar with Bluetooth?"
Yeah.
All right, and you look at the tiny earring. It is in fact a Bluetooth. Okay, and it is a sending stone. So
Is it like a molar or like
it looks like a fang of some kind.
Mm.
But you see a matching one in his other ear.
sending?
Interesting.
So yeah, if it gets real bad or vice versa, I'll let you know. It only works once per day though, so don't waste it, and don't send me some bullshit that you know, like just emergencies. I don't need to tell you. All right.
Also, keep an eye on the sky. We can send you a message that way as well.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say
Service
keep
zone.
an eye on the sky because you thought maybe we were gonna be attacked by a rock or something. That would be some bad luck.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Good luck. Oh, and remember, read between the lines. Primewater only hired you to retrieve 2 things. That means everything else on that fucking wreck is yours.
Oh, trust me, I know. Hopefully, we'll full bags upon leaving.
You know, my people come from Mastika. If you find anything of cultural value, I might take it off your hands for some coin.
That in mind. Thank you.
All right. With that, we are at the cusp of boarding totally normal, in no way dangerous ship. And we're also at time for the session. So I'm going to move us back to the start page. Hey. And I'll leave that spooky ship here so we could all look at it during the week. Totally normal. Yeah, nothing bad about it whatsoever. Yeah, and then next week you can go about the task of boarding it and finding what you're looking for, or not boarding it and just magicking your way to success. Whatever you decide to do.
Everyone casts fly.
Oh, for sure.
I wish.
No. Yeah, so gameplay wise, you'll be dealing with some visibility concerns if you are in the rain. I know that we'll create an aura for Alvis's miniature, so if you're within the aura, you won't have to worry about the rain. It is nighttime, it is raining, so there's all that at play. So, but yeah, anybody have any questions before we adjourn?
I know the area of effect magic was the concern, but like role play wise, like let's say I miss bludgeoning weapon.
Oh yeah.
Would that potentially be a problem?
Yeah. I mean, we already have a crit fumble deck to handle fumbles. I will say this, that the ship is listing very badly. So the ship itself is going to all be difficult terrain. So movement is going to be impaired on the ship. When I say listing, I mean that like in the water, it is like bent like that. Like, so if that's the water line, like the ship is, the ship is already listing like that. Yeah. Yeah. So like it also keep in mind like weight, right? So like, for example, maybe a party had a moon druid and the moon druid turned into a huge fucking animal. and nearly capsized the whole ship. So these are things to consider. I mean,
Sounds like this has happened already.
Ali Pacific, yeah.
Yeah, fifth edition is anti-science, obviously, right? But in certain instances, like we do have to just use our brains, and in this instance, like this ship is in bad shape. Fabergé, eggshell. You don't want to sink this thing while you're on it. I'll tell you that. So
I mean, I could swim and breathe water. So
If
if something comes at me and it looks like it's gonna eat me, I might just send a lightning bolt at a 45-degree angle through the hull.
It's an interesting situation here, in that the ship is in such bad shape that you could technically find any point of entry and try to. You don't necessarily have to go from the top and work your way down. You could try to find like a hole inside the ship and climb in through that. And the different decks are probably rotted away, so you can pretty much, with like athletics and acrobatics, pass between the decks just by going through the floor/ceiling. So it's a mess. It is a real mess.
I sure do fucking hope that 250 odd pounds isn't just going to be enough for me to like fall through.
It could I mean, again, we'll find all this stuff out next week. But this is an adventure where like the terrain, quote unquote, itself is one of the biggest threats. So sort of like an adventure in like a lava cave would be like a problem. This is going to have its own set of issues that you guys are going to have to navigate and deal with.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Okay, so we're gonna tie a rope around like waist, and I'll levitate.
Like a balloon.
Yeah, and then that way your weight doesn't matter. I gotta go though.
Turn her into a balloon. All right. Hope everybody enjoys their Sunday. Yeah, if anybody is interested, the only other one-shot adventure I'm running this month is called Princess Heist. You play as monsters and you kidnap a princess. It's super duper fun and probably different than most D&D stuff that you have done before. If you are interested in that, it is going to be on the come on brain, is it the 15th? Yeah, the 15th, which is a Wednesday night.
Brain joking.
Yeah, so I only got one person signed up for it, which kind of sucks. If I don't get at least 4 people signed up for it, I'm gonna have to cancel it, which I mean, it is what it is. But it is a lot of fun. So if you are interested,
When is that again?
That is Wednesday the 15th, 8 p.m. to midnight. Yeah, so kind of a weird time, but
I'll think on it. I might be interested. I will think on it.
Or 8 p.m. your time?
Yeah, 8 p.m. my time. So
nope, sorry, I don't get off work. Yeah. Love it.
So
sorry,
and I could always, if I don't have enough people, we could always reschedule it for a different time, because like I have all the assets made for it and stuff, and it's definitely a cool one shot. I've been planning it for a long. I wrote the whole thing myself. I've been playing it for a long time. We played it. It was awesome. I'd tell you to go watch the recording, but then you'd have the adventure spoiled for you. But like, it was pretty funny. A lot of jazzy heist music in the background. It was just, I don't know, it was very, very goofy. Because like 6 monsters basically trying to do Ocean's 11 was sort of the flavor of the whole thing. So, all right. Well, other than that, I got nothing for you. So I hope everybody has a good week, and I'll catch you on Discord.
Awesome. All right. Take care, everyone, and thanks for the session. I'm gonna go keel over in bed.
Later.
Good night.
Right.
Bye.
Okay, y'all. Bye.
Bye.